I thank y'all for y'all support. Thank you for support my main man. And then we gonna get into this Hurricane Harvey aftermath. We're gonna start talking about, you know what I'm saying? And it is gonna be an open panel. So I want the brothers to come up and start talking about what they think about the chemtrails, what they think about you know what I'm saying, the government actually doing this weather. I want to learn. So I need you guys to come in and give me the actual input on this. And then in addition, what we're gonna also do is we're gonna start talking about the silly behaviors, and we're gonna also highlight the good things that actually happens in this. You know, I stay with the five backgrounds, man. This is what makes me. Makes me different. So now, without further ado, what we gonna do is we gonna play some Big Love. Man, I miss playing Tahaka bass song, man. I miss it, man. Tahaka brother, I still got love for you, man. Hey, I ain't gonna say no more of that. So now let's go in this OBL music, and then I'm finna go use the bathroom, and we gonna crank it out. Yeah.
We are one big love, North Kakalaki, y'all. What to say? Shout out Ricky. Look at yourself. Honestly, folk rock artists of the new millennium.
When it's 15, 2016, whatever decade it's 15. We're not quitting, no shitting, we're only getting more stronger. Try to steal my armor so no evil can harm me. Our crew grew from a few to a bona fide army. While we farming, it's alarming to Babylon and they following. While hell to look won't define I, thinking to do might define you. The market of BCB an hour to do such convenient implant attack too. Bills and time will pass, I'll find your ass in line or jail. We can air confused from nanoparticles you inhale. So it's go time, we got no time, there's war on for your mind, your soul, and your behind. So be upfront about these times, yourself and your kids too. They grow up just like you. Praise God, fuck the system. Praise God, fuck the system. Praise God, fuck the system. If you're broke, still pay attention. Praise God, fuck the system. If you're forced, still take a lesson. Praise God, fuck the system. It's heavy, listen. Get what you can what you get, and you think about this before you burn your next bridge or your next batch of bricks, or you're raising your kids or a bitch to your neighbor. You reap what you sow, all the fruits of your labor. You can what you get what you can. Think about this until you understand that you get what you can what you get when you think about this.
That cat, oh, he missing. He working hard and he fishing. Preferably that salt water, but that pond life we live in. Jesus Christ, my mission. And Bobby Long, we dissing. Let's start this revolution. Can't continue in this condition. With the good Lord, my vision. And you see my position. How you stop me now when I'm bumping down with his ammo and provision? I ain't no electrician. Certified your own business. Let me show you how to get off that couch, quit living in tunnel vision. See, everybody wants, nobody wants to work. Everybody fight. They mold and they work. But it's no time and it's short time. They'll roll in the dirt. But ain't now time, they ain't no time. Let me preach and take you to church. Back to the basics, what your case is. Give you a facelift right. There'll be too many dead on touch those heads. No one kid to go hang. End up your old mind control. Hurry a serious man. My dirty backpack, you know I stay strapped when it comes from down the tram.
Get what you can what you get, and you think about this before you burn your next bridge or your next batch of bricks, when you're raising your kids or a bitch to your neighbor. You reap what you sow, all the fruits of your labor. You can what you get what you can. Think about this until you understand that you get what you can what you get when you think about this.
We can only call it like we see it and live it like we believe it. You can lie to deceive inside of time until you're leaving like this. Not only you think if it's a dream and you've been sleeping, time to wake up and see it's the season of the heathen. And I'm slaving the even the demons are teething, the feeding the weak, and I can see for any reason I'm pleading you. You will research in a couple of pages of Wikipedia. Do question the direction that the media is leading you to. We got about no time. The truth be told, sounds so fine. We got about 4,000 more pros.
Man, what's good, people? We back again. Hey, Ace, did you start your stream yet?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. We up and live.
Oh, man, I can't see it.
You can't see my stream?
Nah. I can't see it. Hold up. I cannot see it.
You can't see me?
I see you here, but I don't see your stream on your channel.
Yeah, my stream is live, man. I can see every bit of it.
Oh, okay. I don't know what's wrong. All right. But we good though. So I don't know why it's not coming through. I ain't get a notification. Maybe you blocked me. So
Nah,
we
I'm
back in the
streaming
building
good.
once again, man. We promised y'all that we was gonna come through and we was gonna talk about this Hurricane Harvey aftermath. And as you can see in the background to my right, you know what I'm saying? I had to do something special for my chat room. So I had to put y'all in the helicopter. I mean, I had to put y'all in that hurricane, but I got y'all a helicopter because I'm trying to save y'all. You know what I'm saying? We try to save y'all. So I'm doing everything for my chat room. Now, every time I do a live video, I'm going to do something special for the chat room. Oh, live it. Yeah, okay. All right. So now what's going to happen is that you're going to always see special treats from your boy Logic showing love to his people in this chat room. I love you people. Let me get some quick shout outs, man. Sean G, you know what's the deal. Oh, my sister Cat Eyes. You know what I'm saying? And your sweet place always in the building. OG Tom Phillips. He always called me the OG. I'm dealing with it. And my sister Sassy is in the building. What's going on, Sister Sassy? You know what I'm saying? Thank you for stopping by. Come and support me or whatever. I'm going to drop that link out. And I'm not going to really drop the link. So if you want the link, I'll go ahead and search you and add you to the panel. Right now, we got me and my main man, Ace Corner Talk. And then we're going to actually give them this information. And then I got my main man, Lex is in the building, people. You know when Lex on the panel, it's going to be powerful. So now we're going to bang on this information. Let's get to it. Your boy Logic going to shut up. And then we're going to start talking about this whole Katrina things from every aspect. We're going to start talking about Kim's trails. We're going to start talking about actually is the government designing the weather. We're going to start hitting it from the what's going on with the looting. We're going to hit it from the perspective of actually people doing good things. So now this not just going to be a negative video, and it's going to actually bring a lot of positive light to that. So I got my sister Miss Bud in the house also. Thank you, Miss Bud, for coming. Your boy Logic ain't got that Patron today. He got that coffee. So now I'll go ahead and just introduce the panel, man. Ace, you want to go ahead and talk to the people, man?
Yeah, what's good, everybody? We back again. This is Ace Boogie in the house. Glad to see the panel live and well. Glad to see everybody back in the chat live and well. I'm waiting for my people to wake up. They slow to get in, but you know we'll get it jumping in a minute. So peace to everybody. Let's get this build on.
Yeah, my boy Lex, what's good? What's good?
What's going on, Logic?
Man,
Long
you
time
know
no speak, man.
man, you know it been hard out here for a pimp lately, man. I'm telling you.
I can fucking imagine. Salute to your listeners and your panelists there, Ace.
What's good,
Salute.
Oh
man?
yeah.
What's good, Lex?
You know how we gonna do it though. Hey Ace, they said nothing
Like
showing
water
on
off
your
a
channel,
duck's
bro.
back, man.
They said nothing showing on my channel.
Yeah, nothing showing on your channel.
I have my YouTube channel up, man, and it's showing that it's. All right, hold on. Let me see.
Yeah, you hit the stream button on OBS.
Yeah, it's saying that I'm streaming. It's saying that I'm live and popping. It's saying that the streaming is going live.
Yeah, I knew I couldn't see it. I knew I want. Hold up. All right, what we'll do, man, is we'll just take it and we'll just upload it to your channel after this over with.
Excellent. That'll work.
I wanted the people to get in here though, so we could do a stream though. God dang it.
Yeah, it's saying that I'm live and all of that, man.
Okay, so somebody say we see Ace. So Tom Phillips, do you see Ace in his on his channel?
On my regular channel, on my channel. Yeah, I'm watching YouTube now and I can see it on my page.
Queen C said no, but you watching it on your page.
Yeah, I'm watching it. I have YouTube open.
Oh, Ace, it's on private, bro. Take it off private.
Oh, that's why you. Right.
Yeah, you good.
Oh, you wildin', man. You told me to put it on private. Logic is.
My man, Ace is in the building.
My man.
All right,
No
let's
wonder.
see.
No wonder. I dig it. Okay. Yeah, let's get it going. Let's get it.
If you take it off private and then hit refresh, it should start streaming.
All right.
I'm trying to hit. Alright. See Ace. Let's see. Hold up.
Yeah.
Is it up? All right. Hey, do this.
I'm taking it on private now. I'm putting it on
public. You taking it on private?
Yeah, it's on public now. And
hit refresh.
And it should do it right now.
Let's see. Hold up. I'm hitting refresh too. Hold on, people. Bear with us for a moment. We got this coming. It's coming.
That was a little funny. All right, this should be good now. It should be perfect.
I still ain't getting nothing.
Probably take a few minutes. It's popping up.
Oh, there you go. It's up now. It's up.
All right, the boys in the house. Okay. Let's get it.
I still ain't getting that. Okay. All right. It's good. It's like it's up, though.
All right.
I don't know.
Now we good. Now it's off of that private stuff, right?
Yeah. All right. So we good. We back in the building, man. What's going on, man? Hey, make sure you hit this like, share, and subscribe button because we going to actually give you the real facts dealing with Hurricane Katrina. Katrina, my bad. Hurricane Harvey. That slipped off my tongue, people. So now we going to get into this. And then what I want to do, though, I want to do something different. I want to start from the positive perspective that I seen. I was looking at 2020 the other night. I don't know if you brothers saw this. But I guess that it was this older gentleman that owned a furniture store, and then what he did is he opened up his furniture store to all the to different people, and then he allowed these people to come in and live on his furniture that's inside of his actually storeroom furniture store. And then this wasn't like he didn't have like no cheap furniture store. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he had like $8,000 beds, $2,000 beds. You know what I'm saying? Nice, you know what I'm saying, furniture. And he allowed, you know what I'm saying, the actual victims of Hurricane Harvey to come into his house. Come into his establishment and, you know what I'm saying, live there. I thought that was powerful. Also, you know what I'm saying, he had different things going through where he was actually feeding people. I thought that was also powerful too. And you saw a lot of people sticking together actually doing this actual event, which actually shows when push come to shove, no matter what you think, people will come together, people will unify, even if this only unification for a temporary period, but it shows that we are capable of unifying. And I think myself, that is powerful. You know what I'm saying? I was looking at that and you know what I'm saying? I was truly and I don't really get touched, and I don't use the word touch, but I felt some kind of way, not crying, not tearing, nothing like that, but I felt some kind of way. So now, that was good. You know what I'm saying? Did any of you brothers see any of that, the positive stuff actually coming at this aftermath of Hurricane Harvey?
You can go ahead, Lex.
Actually, okay.
Hold on, wait. Oh man, you killing my ears.
Lex, you got a lot of static.
Go ahead. You got the floor yours, Lex. The floor is yours, Lex. All right, I think Lex then fell out. Oh yeah, we hear you now.
Loud, right?
All right, no, it's perfect now.
What, it was static?
Yeah, a whole lot of it.
Real bad.
Yeah, it's fucked up headphones. My bad. So, I seen what you were saying, Logic. I've seen a lot of that, but to me, it's not that I wasn't moved. It's just that I've always seen the nation do that. Seen it after 9/11. I've seen it tragedy after tragedy after tragedy. Always, the nation has done. Like the people who are not, super rich or politicians, they've always come together during a tragedy. From what I've seen, and it was,
And then I got a question then. So why is it always temporary? You see what I'm saying? Like,
that's why I said I wasn't that impressed. It's not because I wasn't moved the way you were. I was moved the same way. It's almost like, you know, motivation, like kind of goosebumps type shit. Like when we do parade drill, it's good to see camaraderie. But I wasn't moved because, again, I've always seen it. And to me, I feel like I kind of identify with those who say there's like an elite, like there's a super wealthy group of people, a super wealthy class, like a political class. And even if they're just business owners, they're a political class because they pay campaign contributions. Mm-hmm. And these type of people who hold that type of power, they're the ones who divide the people. Case in point is this very storm. This very storm, and where it hit, the state that it hit the hardest, Texas, it's a slap in the face to the people, in a sense, when their politicians like Ted Cruz and others come and say, oh, you know, this, that, and the other. When we had Hurricane Sandy and it slammed the East Coast up here, those were the same political elites who said, fuck them. We're not going to pay. We're not, you know, going to sign the bill for Hurricane Sandy relief. These political class of people have always been the ones dividing us as a people, playing us off of each other. Now, the people in Texas, they didn't agree with the shit that their politicians were doing to us at all. We're just stuck in the middle. We're all stuck in the middle. And when some shit happens, look, it's going to take a couple of weeks for Trump and everybody to pass a bill. Ain't there rich people and corporations giving out money? This furniture guy you just mentioned, he opened his doors. How many people, Ace Hardware and everybody, they open their door? The people have always been more soft in the heart to me.
Yeah, and I know and I see it that, you know what I'm saying, during these times we always come together though. And then I just want to give a you know what I'm saying, Sister Sassy just said that, you know what I'm saying, she lost her grandmother in Hurricane Katrina. So our condolences go out to you, Sister Sassy, your grandma. I didn't know that. Wow. I'm gonna go ahead and that's hey, I'm gonna go ahead and send you this link right now, Sister Sassy. You want to actually come in and actually talk about that, because now unlike us, you experience, you know what I'm saying, the effects of these hurricanes firsthand. So I'm sending you the link right now, sister. So and my point of bringing that up to highlight the positive, you know what I'm saying, is like, even though that it's a tragedy, we see during times like this, we see people actually come together. And then so my biggest gripe about it is that why do it's already a temporary unity. So what happened is after the initial, after everything goes off and then kind of people forget about it, what happened is that what we see is people go back to their normal ways. So even if we unified temporarily, we go back to our normal ways and we carry on like nothing ever happened. So like, you know what I'm saying, we don't use that these moments to say, you know what, if we can do it, you know what I'm saying, during this aftermath of the Hurricane Harvey, why can't we continuously be like this? And then we gotta actually deal with that. So now, and then Flat Earth True Brother, I'm gonna send you the link too, because I want to actually discuss that, because I'm not good with, you know what I'm saying, and I'm not going to try to be, but actually, you know what I'm saying, the man-made weather, you know what I'm saying, I want somebody to come on here and actually discuss that with us, because right now we trying to learn, we trying to build, and we got open minds. So now at the end of the day, this is how we actually establish that. So hold up, let me go ahead and send this link to him too. Earth Truth. All right, there you go. I got you. So now, like I said before, I seen positives, and then like anything else, you see the negative effects. Right. And then now we experience the negative effects. We saw that, I saw somebody put up a video that the typical stuff, just like people riding stores, taking TVs, taking weeds, taking everything that they can. And then so now by that being possible, they take the opportunity and they capitalize on it in a negative light. And they constantly capitalize, and they constantly do this. This is a tendency. We see this all the time. If it's a ride, they don't care about what's the cost of the ride. They take that opportunity to go ahead and loot. We see it all the time.
Right.
If it's a protest going to the left, they take the opportunity to loot. Anytime they do this always the negative part. I mean, well, the whole disaster is negative, but this is where they take the aftermath of it, and they will even take the positive light out of it, because if you look and you see a lot of positive things going on, but what you also see is you see the negative effects of this. So now these negative effects is something that we got to address. And then so once my brother get up here and we start talking about this from a different perspective, then we gonna come and hit that full circle. So now we're gonna talk about this. Did you brothers see any of this looting and all that kind of different stuff like that? I heard it was even like rape and stuff going on.
Yeah, I didn't hear that, but
Oh, hold up. I can't hear you, Ace.
I think he's muted.
Okay, you muted, Ace.
all right, my fault. Although I didn't hear that, they was looting with different like taking items, and you would think, any logic person would think like, why would they be taking flooded furniture and things like that? But I don't know. In that particular incident, where's their mindset? They're taking furniture that is flooded and all soaking wet. It wouldn't surpass me that they would be doing something like, any type of lewd act, like raping people and doing some type of craziness like that.
Hold on 1 minute.
No, take your time. But yeah, so go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, Lex.
I would just say, like, maybe right now we should be cautious with what we accept as reports, because we remember when Katrina happened, because the reports were so, look, a lot of them were hyped up for good reason, because as those city officials, like the mayor there and the sheriffs there, they were not getting any help. So they said, we got to get your fucking attention and make sure you understand this is a real situation. But that happened with Katrina. But because of that, when those reports went out that, oh my God, they're at the Astrodome, they're fucking raping babies, and there's a cop on TV crying, and oh my God, was the response of the government at that time, and especially a right wing? They actually responded with law enforcement first, and military authority at first. Like they were trying to deploy like reserve combat elements and shit to New Orleans before they were trying to supply water there. So that's why I say, like, maybe we should be a little cautious, because right now we're just hearing these reports, but we should wait until things are confirmed. You know what I mean? Because it makes the government respond in a different way, and it makes people respond in a different way. Right now, people are together. Whatever crime or looting or whatever incidents have taken place, and they're going to happen in every incident. You can't even go to a fucking music concert without there being a damn near riot today. But in spite of all of this, like you said, here's a furniture guy with a multi-million-dollar business. He's opening the doors.
Yep.
There's people who are taking their own boats, going all through the fucking, their version of the hoods or ghettos or whatever. They didn't care what the race, creed, color, age, religion, they all opening the doors. The mosque in fucking Texas, and God knows why they got mosque in Texas, but they have them. They were opening the fucking doors. Right now, the people are together. So when these salacious fucking stories come out, it's almost like, you could see the hand that's been, you know what I'm saying? Like you could see someone trying to cut us up like a pizza again.
Something positive and put a negative spin on it.
Right.
And see, that's sick. Like, and then you know what? I would not be surprised. It won't surprise me at all that if you sit here and say, you know what? Whoa, time out. These people unified. These people's coming together. We got to actually add something negative to this equation in order, in order to, control, the state of these people's mind.
And logic, right on time, DACA, repealed. Like, get the fuck out of here. You came here as a little kid. Right on time. And does that not affect that community and the whole country, but especially that area of the country? While everybody's soggy and this, that, and the other, they're all coming together, 10-gallon hats, Muslims, black, white, old, young, Latino, everybody's affected by this flood, and everybody's helping. Even the cops and gangsters, everybody all cool, let's kind of get. And now all of a sudden, oh yeah, by the way, you brown ones, get the fuck out. Right on time. Divisiveness. Some snake shit. Evil. We call it demonio. A demon.
That's real. And see now, I mean, a lot of times is that when you're dealing with this system, it's hard to get them credit for anything. So I mean, even though I'm pretty sure that it was a lot of negative shit going on, but I guarantee you in this time it was more positive going on than negative. But what you'll realize is that a lot of times for views, they know that nobody want to hear nothing about no positivity. So you know what? It would not amaze me to find out that they went out to push this negativity on purpose. They went out to highlight this negativity on purpose.
Right.
So yeah, I mean that's crazy. Hold on 1 minute. Y'all go ahead and build, man.
You got it. You said it right there.
My thing is, have you ever noticed in all of their commentary when it came to the weather, where some of the people was in boats rescuing people, I haven't seen no impoverished place being touched. Like, is it only me, but did only the rain hit a certain part where there was only nice houses and well-to-do people? I haven't seen where this water problem. Huh?
No, it's just from what I'm seeing, my man. Some of it is man-made. Like that is some of it. They have something there called not estuaries, but they got like almost like man-made large pools or something to hold water or some shit, and they were overflowing, and it was getting to the point where they says if we don't release the tension, then it's gonna bust through the whole wall. So they intentionally started, they had to do it. Like even the people, they agreed. It's a little bit different than Katrina where they were blowing up levees and shit, but similar. Like not all the flooding was the storm, is what we're seeing now.
Got you.
I heard that too though. They said that they actually had to open up the I guess free the dams, or if they didn't free the dams, they were going to destroy the dams, and then it was going to flood anyway.
Right.
So I mean, and then with me, the way I feel about, the system, I don't even know if I trust that. I don't know if if they tell us they was gonna buzz, and I mean I don't know, but it's the thing about this is that our government is so destructive that that for us to even think that they'll do that is sickening.
Well, we have years and years of fucking evidence of them doing far worse. But here's the thing: when we say them, we have a shell, we have a flak jacket, if you will, called the United States government, the Constitution, this, that, and the other. Now, the body that wears that flak jacket changes on average every 2 to 4 fucking years, both presidential and congressional. Now, when you have, hey, you know what? I got a lot of heat, Logic. It's been about a year that I do this. You see me out the door. But around fall last year, I got a lot of heat. All this Dewey always saying this gray coat shit and goose stepper. Well, then it happened. And then you had Nazi salutes in fucking an American city in 2017. Someone got ran the fuck over. Martyr, by the way. It happened. Whenever you have certain people that wear that flak jacket and they are the government, we can say, yeah, our government this, and we're right. But let's be clear. Someone's steering the ship. And if the people that steer the ship are actually anti-American, then you can understand how you get a Katrina. You can understand how you get a Harvey. You can understand how this type of shit happens now. How you get a scumbag. I'll go off on a tangent, man, but you get me.
Yeah. So what would we think if we truly find out without just honestly find out that weather is created by the government? What would be the impact on our society if we found out that our government can control the weather?
I don't think they would give a shit because that information's out there. not only HARP and all of that and the chemtrails, like the flat earthers, they put me on that. Well, I knew about it, but like they're talking about it a lot. The thing is this week with this storm happened, or last week, there was a reporter on MSNBC in the Gulf while the storm was happening, and he says, as you can see, this is a high industrial area for oil and gas, like all the gas companies are there. They are intention for them to make the money they're making. They're pumping CO2 into the, he was going down the road of the pollution is warming the planet. Therefore, we told you the storms are going to get worse and worse and worse. Road of now, pollution is warming the planet. Therefore, we told you the storms are going to get worse and worse and worse. Road of now, pollution is warming the planet. Therefore, we told you the storms are going to get.
Okay, we got Sister Sassy in the building. What's going on, sister?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Loud and clear. Okay. Looking good like always. Oh man.
Peace to you, sis.
I'm gonna say this again, Sister Sassy, man. I'm sorry to hear about your grandma. I did not know that at all. You know what I'm saying? And I know unlike anybody else, I know you have a different perspective on dealing with these hurricanes. So I mean, and the floor is yours, sister. I mean, hey, enlighten us on this. I mean, because I mean, after you do that, I actually got some questions for you.
Hurricane Katrina, I was a military wife at the time when this happened. So I had to go back and try to find my grandmother during this. And we found out, that she was stranded. Where she lived was a very rural area. And the town is named after my family. But she was by herself when this happened. And of course, the news does what it always does. It doesn't report on the outer lying towns, the coastal regions that actually got hit the worst, with the eye and all of that. So you didn't hear about these little towns like Bogalusa, which is my hometown. And, they transferred her. That hospital lost power. She was without oxygen. I mean, it was just a devastating time for my family to find out how she died and everything like that. So, when we talk about these type of so-called natural disasters, it hits home for me because I've lost someone. And then my dad lives in Port Arthur and was flooded in up to his porch level. Luckily for him, he had raised it up about a year ago. So only the back end of where he didn't get a chance to raise up was actually flooded, but he was still stranded with water surrounding his house and wasn't rescued because he's a military man. Of course, they're hard-headed. They're not going to leave. They're going to want to stay. He chose to stay during that storm. And, who knows what could have happened to him. Now, when you start playing with human lives, that's where I take issue and have a problem with it, because it's not about these so-called elites and powers that be. They're not being touched. They're not being affected by these type of storms. They're just watching the aftermath, because for them, it is a game. I mean, for us to be sitting and talking about the aftermath, it's actually still occurring. It's actually still going on. He's been able to get out now and go to the store. The floodwaters have receded, but they let the waters go to certain areas on purpose. It's just like when the levees broke. They did that on purpose by design. And so those people that did this by design are not being looked at. They're not being talked about. They're not being held responsible. And it's a circular argument when it comes to the people trying to discuss this and come up with some resolutions and understanding about the situation. It only takes one billionaire to solve all the problems that has occurred for this storm. Have they stepped up? No. You see their puppets, like these so-called stars and whatnot. Oh, I'm going to donate this, and I'm challenging the next one to donate their money to this, and it's on and on and on, and it's so sick and disgusting. I can't even, think about it. Just the topic for me is off-putting.
I got a question for you though, because I know we've been actually talking about we talk about chemtrails, we talk about actual, weather machines. Do you actually think that they will actually go? I mean, I don't put nothing past them. I mean, you know me. But do you actually think that these hurricanes are self-inflicted?
I do. Because there's no case history to where this type of weather patterns have had this type of devastating impact in the past. Whereas they had less built back then, they had less resources, and there was less technological feats as we do now. So in other words, we have a better chance of having less loss of life, damage to property, and so on and so forth than they had back then. And the damages and things that you see back then weren't as catastrophic as you see now. And it's like almost like weather by design. It's designed to have the greatest impact on the land and the greatest cause of death. And it's not natural. If you look at case history of weather patterns, the way that the storm itself developed, traveled, and came about. Remember, we didn't hear anything about this type of storm until the latter stages of it. It wasn't, didn't become anything until like it was right upon us. I mean, that doesn't even make any sense. It doesn't give you time to evacuate people or give orders for forced evacuation. So to me, it was done on purpose. I mean, we have the HART machine. We have military vehicles that are able to make clouds. They refined it to a point that they can use military vehicles to make cloud. We know that they do cloud seeding. So I don't put it past them at this point.
And so, it's sick that what they do. Oh, somebody got me. It's sick what they do is that they will actually go ahead and take all these lives, and then not only the lives that they take, but the amount of people that they uproot, the amount of people that would end up evacuating these areas and never to come back. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because I think when Hurricane Katrina had hit, I was actually in Iraq. So, and even that was kind of foolish because it took the U.S., the military, almost 2 months to send these people back home to go find a family. So now, and then that was fishy to me. I was like, what's going on. This disaster just occurred. You taking 2 months to send these people back home? And then we get back, and I get back to Atlanta, and I just saw an influx of people that was from Mississippi and Louisiana, pretty much uprooted and relocated to Georgia. And I know I even heard they was all over Texas. And then so now I think the effects of that, if you listen to it and you think about it, you know what I'm saying? Is this land that they want to occupy for different reasons? And then now they using these storms, you know what I'm saying, to say, instead of just evicting people or going by force, they say, you know what, we'll put a hurricane in here. And then now, I might be crazy, but what happened is what we going to see, if we stop seeing these hurricanes occur in these areas, all of a sudden, when it's occupied by a different group of people, then we know something is wrong. And then it burns me that, I was looking at the news, and I was saying, big shout out to the man again with the furniture store. He did what he did, whatever. But I was looking at the amount of people that lost everything, and the amount of people that, they'll never have a home to go back to. And then now because they understand the situation, they hesitate to actually even live in these environments. After you find out they was blowing up levees in Katrina, after you find out that they released the dams in certain areas to affect only a certain amount of people, why would these people even want to go back to these areas? And then now that's the mentality that the elite got. So now what they're doing is they say, okay, this is our plan from the start. So now that dynamic is sickening. And then this is what we live in. This is what we call home. This is our reality. Everybody are knowing it right now. You know what I'm saying? Everybody paying attention to the donation, giving some water, but nobody is really talking about the problem, how it got there. And then guess what? We're going to get the exact same thing happen to us again. They're going to wait about 5 years and it's going to happen to us again. And now, for some odd reason, it's going to hit Atlanta. It's going to hit DC. It's not going to hit these coastal towns anymore. And then they're going to have some kind of crazy excuse they'll sell us that, you know, what the weather patterns now is changing and it's going inland. Because now.
That's what they'll say. But you were saying that you don't see the same type of people. Like you said, it was by design because that's where you get gentrification from. And a lot of people speak on this nowadays. Gentrification of poor neighborhoods where primarily African Americans lived are now being wiped out, and then they're building luxury townhomes and other type of resort developments to bring in you know, a higher class of people and force poorer people out of these type of neighborhoods that used to only exist because of the less fortunate. And that's where you have this big takeover of natural land that was, you couldn't pay these people to live in these areas. And now they've made it hip, they've made it cool. And it's disgusting because these people are being classed out of neighborhoods that they grew up in since their family, since, you know, the days of slavery, Jim Crow, and all of them. It wasn't cool to live past the railroad tracks. You knew that that was the poor neighborhood, but now it's being gentrified and so on and so forth. And when I speak about these things, I'm talking about it in relation to the matrix being a symptom of the matrix. Even if you don't believe that this is occurring, this is what is actually we actually see within the matrix itself.
So
I wanted to say, and I don't want to cut you off, Lex. I apologize if I did.
No, it's cool. I'm just glad you guys can hear me.
A lot of the test underground sonic machines that they was using was a lot of some of the disasters that we have seen in the previous times. That was because they was using underground sonic machines. The government, what have you, was using underground sonic machines, testing them. And that's where some of those earthquakes in the past and even that tsunami that came and killed all of the thousands of people that was killed in that past tsunami. They were saying they was testing underground, I'm losing my thoughts, but the underground machines, the sonic machines. And that's why they was having a lot of the disasters coming now. We're seeing the results of them testing these Masonic machines underground and all these wave machines and stuff. What you think about that? Is that does it have any truth to that? Lex. His machine.
So you're talking about efforts to basically terraform, to change the weather on Earth.
Mm-hmm. There's articles about it too.
Yeah, well, you know, to me, that's not a conspiracy theory. You see, when you have facts, it's no longer a theory. It's well known that the Department of Defense has tried to manipulate weather for
years,
decades. To be honest, decades, man. Like, we started like pretty much right after World War II. Like, this is not it's not a theory. So I believe in that. But here's the thing. I know this is not cool. It's not flashy. It's not, sensational enough or whatever. And I'm not look, I believe HAARP, all of these things are fact. These are not theories. Cloud seeding, these are not theories. The United States Air Force is engaged. They've recruited airline pilots. Like, this is a fact already. However, when you look at climate change, we may forget. When we were all in school, they used to call it global warming and shit like that. This is real. That was really like 25 years or more ago. That really was back in the days. It's now happening. And for people like us here, or everybody on this panel, it looks like the age group, for us, we're living it, we know it, but we're like having problems identifying reality right in front of us. It's hotter than it ever was. If you live in New York, I know for sure, like the season, shit is completely different from when we were a kid. It's a lot warmer. Things are different. And what we were told when everybody here was in high school, what we were told is that once we got enough carbon in the air, once it gets fucked up enough, the storms are going to be relentless and more powerful. Gentrification, Brooklyn, New York City, 15, 20 minutes from my location right now. Here, South Queens, even though it's on my old neighborhood and everything. Gentrification is real. It happens for a lot of different factors. I know when it happened here, it wasn't like, fuck, I'm getting all out. It just happened that way. Like literally areas that we were all running from, suddenly kids who their mommy and daddy spend 40 grand to go to NYU or something, they discovered Brooklyn and Queens. They started moving into these areas and changing them. This is what happened. What we're talking about with climate change in the Gulf and the south of the country, that's not going to be gentrification. Mother Nature don't give a fuck whether you got money. She's wiping everybody's shit out. The ghetto and the fucking golf course goes. This is what we were told was going to happen. And now we're seeing it. That's essentially my point.
But see, is this happening? Is this Mother Nature, or is this actual effects by their design? So now Mother Nature is something that we say that it's natural. So we compare, we said Mother Nature. So now, is it, see now when I say that, if I say, okay, Mother Nature happened, normally that's what the whole world is looking at it as, hey, you know what, this is Mother Nature. So now you'll turn a cheek to it and you won't really approach it head on because we're saying that, you know what, this is natural. This is something that will occur, is always occurred. But is it truly Mother Nature, or they playing with our mentality to throw this stuff in there because they know that nobody will question it?
They're doing exactly what you said, and they may be doing it like exactly like how you're saying. But what we know as a fact today is they're doing that, what you're saying, like playing with the knowledge and saying, having you thinking maybe it's Mother Nature, maybe it's them. They're doing that right in front of our face in a big way, making hundreds of billions and fucking fricasseeing everybody. They're doing it in front of our face and nobody's saying nothing. So they don't need a underground conspiracy. They listen, if you take your barbecue grill that you had all summer, everybody here, that you barbecue this summer, take your barbecue grill, take the ashes that are there, now put it in your car and drive to wherever your water treatment facility is for your town or city, wherever you're from, and then dump it. Look at the camera, smile, and dump it in the water. I promise, not only are you going to get a ticket, someone's going to sit you down in county probably for a few weeks, maybe months. Now, if that is true, and you all know that to be true, remember, it was a few years ago, not too long ago, you watched with everybody like a movie every day for weeks, months. BP let oil just spill out into the Gulf, destroy fishing land. Like, all of those people in the Gulf that do shrimp, they're still all fucked. They just spilled out for weeks and weeks, a slick going all the way to Florida and shit. Nobody said nothing. You watch every now and again, your own news shows you, oh, well, today we're reporting on Alaska. Wow, the ice is melting the polar bear. But it's like chump shit. It's like, oh, well. Now it's starting to hit home. This is what they call the chickens coming home to roost. Now the storms are rapidly forming. Nobody's seen Harvey? And then Harvey did some sick shit. You ever know a storm to come inland, then back out like a yo-yo and go back in? It was crazy. That's going to be the new norm. We watched it happen. Nobody said a fucking thing. They laughed. Right?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's that
and that is the government. Make no mistake. Like I said, you dump your grill, you're getting a bracelet.
No, but see, the bad part about it is that point you just made is now it will become our reality because we looking at it, we saying that it's Mother Nature, and we not actually looking at it and saying, you know what is really going on, and then right. It's all these disasters. They really hit in certain communities, and they really affecting certain people. And if you look at it, I know it's twinkles of, you know what I'm saying, different groups, but a majority, it always hit certain communities. Certain communities are always the most that affected by it. And it's now,
Well, it's usually the poor community.
yes, I mean, in a nutshell, that's what I was trying to say. But I think that's sick though. But see,
It is. It's evil.
why nobody is questioning this? Why nobody is really looking at this? Why nobody's saying that, you know what? Why every time a hurricane hits, it hits poor neighborhood. It hits poor people.
Because just like when you plant a fob, Staff Sergeant, just like when you plant a fucking fob, you know the terrain. And the people who founded these fucking colonies way back in the day and then became states and everybody's local county and zip code today, those people back then, just like you and I today, they knew good ground. That's why they say rich men on the hill want to be, you know, this, that, and the other. Because that's how it used to be. Rich people always elevated because floods existed even back then. They knew where the background was. Even you look at New York City, you look at Boston, you look at Atlanta, you look at all of your places all over the country. Wherever the poor people are, that's where they are. Like if it wasn't someplace built up, like in the 70s or something, if you look at it, they built it in what you would call untenable ground. What me and you would say, don't bivouac there. That's not a good spot.
I got a question though, because I know Sister Sassy probably can answer this question. Sister, is the dates was exactly the same just 12 years ago that Katrina and Harvey?
Yes.
Why?
And that's why I
Holy
say
shit.
it's not Mother Nature in a sense. I feel as though Mother Nature is trying to tell us something, but I feel that, like I said, this is by design. It's not actually Mother Nature when you have someone with the ability to take a machine and affect how weather patterns act or where a storm can be produced. To say that it's natural would mean that there's no man-made interference in the weather pattern. But we know that this is not the case. We know this because we have the HARP machine, we have CERN, we have cloud seeding and other devices that we may not even be aware of that can produce clouds weather pattern or increase the intensity of a weather pattern. So, you know, this thing about not naming the boogeyman when we clearly can see that it is a boogeyman needs to be addressed, because this type of thing, what they call a natural occurrence, the probability of this happening again X amount of years later, it is like 1 in 1 million chances. Like you would never see it again in your lifetime. But yet here we are again. Yet here we see these weather patterns circling around to new areas. I mean, come on. You don't stop to think for 1 second that something is awry with our weather system. I mean, I don't think Mother Nature has been at work for some time now. I think they probably broke Mother Nature's weather pattern and have been fabricating weather to this day, since back clearly when they were bombing the firmament, and they made that to me the Van Allen belt from all that nuclear bombing testing that they did. You know, figured that they couldn't breach the glass ceiling. So it's really sad that we're at this point. We're just now catching up and awakening to this type of things. But it's like, what are we going to do at this point? We need to do something. We need to have this type of dialogue. We need to make people aware that this is actually occurring.
Hold on, but see, wait. How disrespectful is that to do it on the exact same day? How disrespectful is that to the people who lost their family members, the people who lost their lives in Katrina? How disrespectful is that? The same day.
Logic.
Oh my
It's
God.
called the ad rack, man. It's an ad rack. It's a pin flare. You know what it is.
Hold on 1 minute. Y'all got it, man. I need a drink, man. I'll be right back.
It just shows you the links that they will go to break you, to mentally harm you, deprive you, take away from the strength that you have as an individual, that they would go and do that, and know that it makes angry people And angry people don't necessarily respond well to attacks on their family, friends, and loved ones. You know, there is just there's no understanding the type of individual that would carry out such things. We all get angry, or we all say it's wrong immorally to be a terrorist or commit terroristic acts. But you have to look at it from their perspective as well. I saw something on Facebook where an American soldier was like, well, we created these terrorists, because who in their right mind wouldn't avenge a dead child? Like, you go over to their country and you attack them for no reason, but you say you're there to help, but you really want their natural resources, and because they won't give it to you and want you to respect their sovereignty, you go and murder their children in their sleep. I mean, yes, I'm going to become a terrorist.
But that's not the line they tell. The line that they tell is you can't pass that to the dogs, the young dogs that are going to do the nation's business. You got to tell them that they're going to do good. And when they get there, and once you go through a couple of tours, and when you get out, you start growing gray hairs, you start thinking and reflecting, then you start seeing how you get used like a hammer, and that's, there's no denying. But there's something that you said about nature. She said, you heard her, Ace, she said, they may be, I think, paraphrasing, you basically said they may be manipulating nature, like Mother Nature. And I agree with that. And I was thinking, when you said that, I was trying to think of I like science, even though I'm not an expert, right? But I noticed, like, even if you, like, say you make like, you're gonna cook something, and you got water in a pan or in a pot or something, and you put oil in there, it, like, raises the fucking temperature to the point, it starts sparkling and shit. So I started to think, when you said that, all that fucking oil, a reservoir, it wasn't like a truck or even like an ocean liner, a reservoir of fucking oil, like a vein, went spilling out of the Gulf, the BP shit, and they put some other chemical on top of it and said it somehow vanished. Like it oil, something that it took millions of years to make, somehow this chemical vanished. I don't understand. I think the oil's still there. And then I thought of hurricanes. They need hot water, right? They need, the warmer the water, the more vicious the storm.
Yeah.
So that means we got a situation, because oil is lighter than stick. We got a situation where the Gulf is always going to be like a sauna,
right,
for storms coming. This doesn't show any signs to me of ever lightening up, or it ain't going to go back to normal.
Hold up, this get disturbing though. Hold on 1 minute, because I'm reading this in the chat room, and I just never actually calculated this. But if what Tom Phillips said, Katrina happens August the 29th.
I can't see the chat. Gotta go back.
All these different storms happen all on August the 29th. Isn't
that spooky shit?
I mean, and why nobody is talking about this?
I just heard of it now.
Man,
it didn't even cross my mind.
Hey, let me tell you something. Dates and numbers. It's very important to the government and those in the higher up or the elites. Always remember that specific dates and numbers. All of those mean something. Like they calculate the numbers for specific reasons, for whatever dark thing they might be doing. That has some significance to it. If you look at the specific dates and specific months that they use, it's always have to do with some correlation of what their agenda is.
Sacred days, like sacred numerology.
Exactly. And that's not no theorist or no theory type of stuff. That's real.
That's ancient fact. But how much do we know? Like, I don't know if anyone, for those that are spiritually inclined, like I like to think that I am, right? If we keep it honest, but not everybody's spiritually inclined. You don't have to be. It don't mean nothing. But if you are, when you look at the way things are, and you look at how humanity's progressed, the type of shit we're into now, Isn't this kind of the way it's supposed to be? The heat's supposed to get hotter. It's not supposed to get better. It's actually, we're heading towards the, the grand finale. Like, I'm just saying, like, it seems that, like, how evil can people be without, even if you're not a Christian, even if you're not anything like this, if you're just connected to nature, then how ruthless, how diabolical, how malicious can one species be before it starts to corrupt the whole creation? And then the creation starts to push back, like a body getting sick. How stressed out can you be before your body starts to break down? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wow, man. I'm pulling up these hurricane dates right now. Hold up. Katrina, August the 29th.
That's crazy.
That's sad, man.
Let me see how far back this goes. And I don't even believe it.
Andrew, Hurricane Andrew.
You know that this has happened every time we've had an eclipse. It marks this occasion as well. So whatever magic they think they're possessing or doing, they're not clever enough to disguise it. They keep it on the same dates, same time of year, same areas.
Right after the solar eclipse.
Yes.
What if some of it, because we know some of it is them. You just look at the statue that they put outside of CERN. You know that these people claim not to believe in ghosts and goblins. They do love demons, though. They make statues of them. So we know that they're into shit like this, numbers and dates and stuff. But again, if they're paying attention to spiritual dark energy, then we know there's a polar opposite, spiritual energies of light. How much of this is actually them and how much of it is, someone sending what they used to call signs and warnings, prophetic fulfillment type stuff. Don't they say in the last days, the storms, the earth will reel to and fro like a woman in labor? It says that. I look at all the earthquakes have been off the charts, haven't they? For the past 10 years. Storms too. Starts to make sense to me sometimes.
I don't know, man. I got to do some research on this because I mean, this is amazing to me. I really didn't think, and I know they can be sick, but I really didn't think that it can be not only sick but also disrespectful. And I think that's what this coming to, this being disrespectful. So I mean, I don't know, man. I really don't get amazed over nothing. But oh man, I'm actually, for the first time, I'm speechless.
Would you just put me on with your question here today? Because I didn't even think about that until you brought it up, like the dates. If that is the case, man, then someone's literally turning the colors upside down, flying them high. It's a broken arrow. It's cool. A global coup. Like,
and to me, they're just manufacturing their own level of spirituality just to make things appear to be, spookism and whatnot. It doesn't, to me, have anything to do with any man-made religion, because all man-made religions are squabblers. They don't have any real power, so to speak, because they siphon the power from the people, and all they do is keep people in line. They keep people in check. They keep them demure. They keep them following. They're subjugative in nature, and people who are able to wield this type of unnatural disasters and things like that, to me, they're not God. They're godless. They don't have a sense of right from wrong, righteousness, or anything about them. They have to be self-serving in nature and want nothing but their power to be expressed on the earth. Usurping Mother Nature's power, of course, you're going to see what we have now, which is destruction. If you provoke somebody enough to rage, they're going to lash out. And so this, to me, is Mother Nature saying, my children, you need to pay attention. Something is occurring, and I'm not going to stop my warnings to you. I'm not going to stop letting you know that there's a problem until you listen, until you make a change. You can't keep heating up the planet and melting ice and doing whatever the hell they're doing in Antarctica and think there's not going to be a consequence when we live in an enclosed, domed area. I mean, anything that you raise to a boiling point is going to explode. The power doesn't go away. It may change force and disseminate in other areas, but energy is transitional. It never dies. It never goes away. It just changes states. So from what they're doing, there is a direct correlation. There is going to have to be some type of ramification for what they're doing. You put oil in the water, you put chemicals in it to get rid of it. Oh, but you're not telling people that when a storm comes, all it is doing is heating it up. So then the storms are 20 times worse when they hit land. You're tearing up the land that we live on. It becomes unstable. You see a lot of what do you call those things? Holes in the ground that just pop up. Sinkholes. You see a lot of the earth falling away, the coastal lines going away. They're not talking about this, but how much of our land can they tear up before we don't have a place to live? That's why it's so crucial for this truth to get out, because if there is more land and they're just keeping us on the worst part of it, they know how much of it they can destroy and be like, okay, we've done what we could to get the population down to a manageable point. Now we can go and open up this other terror that we know is out there. That's what I think is going on. Global warming, my behind, induced global warming, yes.
It could be all of that stuff, but at the end of the day, society shed a lot of blood to get to this point, especially in this country. Is why we're the bloodiest as it is. Cannibalizing myself, shed a lot of blood to get to this point. I hate making analogies to like sports or a game, but even football players, like, they cherish the ground that they gain, even if it's 3 fucking yards. Like, they hate to go backwards, like it's almost an insult. There's no reason why all the progress we've done in humanity should have to stop, or we should have to give up ground. Just to open your mind shouldn't force us to have to give up ground. You know, us trying to be more together, more conscious, and all of that as a global species, that's one thing. But that doesn't mean that we should ignore what our own industry is doing to our one and only planet. That doesn't mean that we should take our foot off that neck.
The dates though. So right here it got Hurricane Katrina was on the 23rd of August through the 31st of August. And yeah, then Rita, so the dates it wasn't actually on the same dates. It was actually it was on different dates, but close in vicinity, but it was different dates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was hurricane season. But if it was the same day, that would have been fucking spooky.
No, yeah, I know, man. That spooked me out for a minute, man. Hey, OG, man. It was on the it wasn't the same dates. It was on different dates. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's probably the worst of it because what they say here is all they say, and then this is on the internet, so I don't know. But they said from the 23rd to the 31st. So I don't know how to actually do that. So I mean, according to this right here, what I'm reading is the 23rd to the 31st for Hurricane Katrina.
They hit during the same times, but as long, you know, it is hurricane season, man. I mean,
yeah. But I mean, to me, I thought that, I mean, if that would have hit the same day, not only would that be scary, but it would have been definitely disrespectful. It would have been definitely
without a doubt. Without a doubt.
I don't put nothing past the government when it comes to this type of stuff, man. Just because, irregardless of how somebody might feel, or irregardless of things that take place, if you always can revert back to 9/11, and if they can kill or allow that to happen, and I don't care if you can call it conspiracy or not, but all of the research and all of the things that was done to prove that that had to be something other than planes just hitting those buildings, like the way it came down, then that should let you know is nothing off limits. Weather is probably a small part of it. If they can kill our own, thousands of our own died in that destruction. So come on,
Yeah.
what's tampering with the weather? What way to disguise it under tampering with the weather? See, it ain't using just planes to run into the building, which was like, okay, you could say somebody did that, but what better way to disguise it with just saying it was natural disaster? With them doing it. You see what I'm saying? Like, okay, the planes hit the building, but you can specifically blame, even though they may not have done it, it may have been something that the government did. You can point the blame, but when it's a natural disaster, who can you blame? But we might know it, but who can you actually say they did it?
Yeah, we'll blame Mother Nature by default. We'll blame
By
Mother
the
Nature by default.
mother, exactly.
And then now, what also it is,
They
it's
get
almost
away.
a get out of jail free card because nobody would ever think to question Mother Nature. You see what I'm saying?
Bingo.
So the so-called Mother Nature questions would never came up. So I mean, I'm glad we clarified that the actual dates, it wasn't on the same date. OG Philip said, hey, he apologized. Hey, you good, brother? You know what I'm saying? You sit here, you know what I'm saying? You in the chat room, you thanking for us, and you know what I'm saying, you building with us. So that's why I got the chat room all big. I got you in the ocean. But the sick part about it is that for us to not, you know what I'm saying, put the government before that, I still think they can manipulate weather. You know what I'm saying? And then now, even though all these events occurred within the same time frame, what we got to realize is that's a coincidence, or is that something that's intentional? If we can say, yo, you believe in it is what they call it, hurricane season. So now, I mean, did hurricanes exist in the early 1800s? Is it any evidence of any hurricanes in the 1800s? Or the late 1800s or the early 1900s?
Oh yes, without a doubt.
Yeah. I mean, but see now, I
That's
think
what we
it's up to
compare
us.
to today.
I think it's up to us to start putting the pieces together and start actually truly analyzing it. And then you can't get mad at a guy for having the idea, because now you got to have idea before you start researching. You got to say to yourself, you know what, something is fucked up about this. And then you start questioning it. So now you build upon that by actually start establishing some truths in it. So that's all we're doing. We just establishing truths. We're trying to figure out what's going on. So, you know what I'm saying? Much love to everybody. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect, but you know what I'm saying? It's always good to sit here with a group and think about situations. You know what I'm saying? Because right now we got somebody on the panel that has been personally affected by these tragedies. So now, if they do have these weather machines, that make them that make them the evil, most destructive beings on earth, because they doing it intentionally.
Clearly.
And I don't put it past them. I do not put it past them.
No, but it's like an octopus, man. They got so many arms, so many tentacles. I feel like what people should do, or what at some point we got to find a way to do it. We got to find a way to centralize our efforts the way we do when a tragedy happens. So like right now in Houston, Texas, this is the deep south. We're seeing people come together like a closed fist, like real Americans, like real people, human beings. They're coming together, they're helping each other and all this, that, and the other. Like they're doing what people always do, how we do, in the DNA. We have to find a way when tragedies aren't happening to spearhead our efforts that way. And the best way to do it, unfortunately, is through anger. So you have to direct the people's anger in the right direction. To me, just to me, I say the easiest target is you direct them towards those who make their money off of destroying this blue-green place here, the only one we got. There are people who make money by setting fires in your apartment, in your house. They gotta go.
So
And any way we could, you know.
I got a question. What do we say to the people that get mad at us for questioning a system that we know that is destructive?
Well, what do you say that again?
What do we say to the people that get mad at us for sitting on here and questioning a system that we know have destructive behavior?
When you're building seriously like how you guys do, I say you ignore them. Even 10 seconds spending time on those fucking buffoons, it's you know, it's too expensive for them. Fuck them.
Yeah, because
when you go put gas in your car and you walk past a trash can and you see roaches and filth and shit like this, do you take a double take? No, they're in their place. You keep it moving and you go get what you get. That's what I would say to do to those type of, you know.
But see, if you think about the sickness of that. So essentially, what they're telling us is not to think, to obey. That's what they're doing. I can't remember. I saw this movie and it was crazy, but they had obey every. It was like an old movie, man, where you had to have the shades on.
Yeah.
The zombies.
When those shirts first came out, obey.
Yeah, but you remember the movie, and they had all these signs like when these guys had got the glasses, they put on the glasses, and then they started looking at the billboards, and they had obey all over. They live, my man, for life. They live. That's it. Now, if you think about that concept, is that these people is telling us to not think, to obey. So now, you know what I'm saying? We put on the glasses and we seeing all the signs that, you know what, these guys are not human. These guys do not have the same traits that we have. These guys do not have the same soul we got. These guys live in a different light. So now, just because we don't want to put on them we want to put the glasses on, and we say, hey, look, we take our glasses off and we give it to them, and they'll slap our glass off our face and step on them. They say, hell no, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see the truth. That's crazy. And then they will go and they intentionally try to attack you because we actually thinking. We trying to sit together as a group of people and we sitting here trying to put timelines together, trying to establish. We had the idea. Now we going through the scientific method that they gave us, and we actually use it to analyze and figure out what's going on, figure out the tendencies. And then people say we're idiots, we're crazy for thinking.
No shit.
When did thinking not become cool?
For conspirators, always the one thing they hate is the thinker.
No, but see, my brother, my big shouts out to my brother Tom Phillips, though. But he was calculating, he was thinking, he made a mistake in his thought process, and then when he came back and said, you know what, I was wrong. But isn't that the scientific method? He's going through, he's doing his experiments. He said, okay, well, shit, I was wrong. So let me go back
it's righteous. He did the right thing.
Elijah, something that popped in my mind when y'all was talking. There's no length of time to their madness, but think about this: they're getting us conditioned to seeing this type of stuff happen in patterns. So for whenever that disaster comes, it wouldn't seem as something abnormal. They're getting us conditioned to see this type of destruction with the mass amount of people losing their lives and their lives being uprooted with this. It's a pattern, man. So the length of time doesn't matter to them. It's the consistency in what they're doing. It matters to them. The consistency in getting us to see the destruction. But by us piecing it together, and by us bringing the truths about what we believe to be true, and they're trying to deceive us to make it like it's just normal disasters, we're shedding light on that to get people awoken or awake to what's really taking place. That's why it's necessary that we do these type of things, because the normal average person will just look at these storms and say, it's just normal stuff. People losing their lives, people losing their homes, it's all normal. But those who have did research, and I will associate Sister Sassy and some of the people that really are intense with researching flat Earth and other different things, they know that this is something funny about this. Me myself, I watch a lot of videos and can piece this together, but they probably did more research as far as getting dates and times and more of the substantial stuff. So, but that's why I believe that 9/11 and some of these other disasters were man-made or done by the government because of the videos that I've seen to somewhat be credible. You know, some things are not credible, but some things you could say I believe that is credible by the dates and things they bring to make it credible.
Yes, and, see, and you brought up a good point though. But see, now we can't say people are idiots or people are wrong for thinking through the process.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We can't say that, you know what I'm saying? I look at Sister Sassy all the time. I go to her channels and then, hey, matter of fact, Sister Sassy, you need to get a playlist. No, so you know what I'm saying? I can show just real support by just playing your playlist. So a lot of times when I'm at work, I just put my headphones on and play the playlist. But back on the topic, my bad. But
I will.
yeah, and so and I'm say this real fast too though. Is that's one thing that y'all can actually do to support these YouTubers. You know what I'm saying? If y'all at work, y'all just chilling, just go to Sister Sassy channel and just go and just listen to the playlist, because I start actually going through and listening to her videos, and what it did is that it goes one after another, but for some reason after the second video it went to a whole nother channel. But that's why I asked you to do a playlist, sister. But the thing about this, I'm listening at it and then I'm engaging in her thought process. So now I'm sucking in and I'm digesting the information that she's putting out. And then now I'm looking at it from my perspective and I'm researching it myself. And I said, damn, Success was right. But see, I even realized that me and her had a previous discussion that I was wrong. But I went and listened to her channel, you know what I'm saying, by myself. And I said, damn, you know what? Success was right. But see, that's how we got to do it. And I cannot say that Sister Sassy is an idiot because she's thinking. If you look at flat earthers, they are thinking, at least they are thinking. They got the glasses on. They looking. They see the signs that say obey. They are thinking. Sister Sassy thinking. My boy Lex are thinking. Half these people in this chat room are thinking. We got the shades on. And now we continue to let these idiots slap our glasses off and say, no, you need to obey. I just saw the obey sign, brother. I saw that guy. He's a monster. He's an alien. No. You need to obey. If you haven't looked at that movie, Live, what is it? Live? Look at that movie and you see. Now think about the sick concepts of them, though. They will throw this shit in our face and we would ignore it. These movies come from a sick individual mentality. And then guess what that same sick motherfucker is doing? Excuse my language, people.
No, I hate scary movie.
Are actually doing is they live in these movies. They the ones that design these movies. They say, you know what? Hey, fuck it. You know what? Hey, let's show them anyway. Let's show them the system that they in. And we got people that sit here and get mad at us for saying, I want to question it, man. I'm going to fall back. Y'all go ahead.
No.
A lot of them are upset that we're even having a discussion, but you got to remember, these people are still plugged into the matrix. And even if they are at a level of awakening, a lot of them are still on the tip, we can fix it. You know, you can't fix something that has no stable foundation that they've been going on. You see, they're ahead of the game and are going to continue to be ahead of the game because they can get us to squabble. You know, in the unconscious community, they're fighting about being Moors or who's a Hebrew Israelite or who can, you know, point out the symptoms of the matrix the best in the situation. They have no sense of what the word unity actually means, to come together despite any differences or disagreements that you may have for the greater good of all melanin people, so you can believe what you want to believe in your own right. I mean, it's just monumental the types of things we'll engage to deflect responsibility away from ourselves in our own communities. I was just listening to Bro Sanchez last night, that debate that he had where Tahaka was supposed to be the moderator. And you had a brother up against him who only admitted that he only studied for a week, and he was using slides, links against his opponent, who obviously has been studying cosmology for some years, and they're making a joke and a mockery. If we're really about unity and making a difference, and getting these elites to really realize that there's a level of awakening that they're just not going to be getting rid of anytime soon, we've got to be able to look at our condition individually and say, what am I doing in the situation that's detrimental to what it is that I'm about, what I'm trying to project, what I'm trying to promote, what is it that I can change? That's why I love listening to you about, blueprint and where it all starts. Accountability is everything at this point, because if you can't be held to your actions, what you say, you do, and your morals, we're not even at the starting line. We ain't took off. The gun ain't blast yet. It's just craziness.
Hey, it's definitely no argument for me. And is I think it's painful to see people that's been affected by this system continue to ignore the system. The ones that's getting hit hardest by this system is the ones that ignore the system and mad at you for calling out the system. Because I tell them like this. I say, you know what? Me, Logic, I'm about to retire from the military. I can actually retire from the military. I can go work at Food Line and push carts and just to pass my time by, and then I can live life happy and peaceful. But you know what? I will live life happy and peaceful, but you know what? I will only be surviving. I will only be setting my kids up to survive. I say to myself that, you know what? It's over for me. I don't want to survive no more. But I know that, you know what, the odds of me actually changing to implement something in my time frame is limited. But I can probably put a nice size dent in this system for my kids. And so now people don't see it. It's not about me. And if you talk to anybody on this panel, I know Sister Sassy got kids. She would tell you it's not about her. She didn't done her life. She didn't live the mistakes. That's why she speak upon it. She speaks from experience and her mistakes. That's the biggest tool. It's better than any kind of book. It's better than any kind of damn researcher. It's better than Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark. When these individuals get on here, that's why it's powerful, because they speak from their experiences and mistakes. And then now we looking at this and we saying something is not right. If he wasn't speaking from experience, we would just say, okay, it's good. Let's continue to survive. But nobody's talking about exceeding. Everybody else is exceeding but us. And we will fight amongst each other just because somebody say, you know what? I want to question what's going on. That's crazy. It's insane. It's ridiculous. I need to pull up the dictionary and start going on it. And it goes back with this Hurricane Harvey, Hurricane Katrina. We allow people to define our reality. We allow people to define to us what is normal. They tell us it's normal for the hurricanes to come through and tear it up, and nobody's questioning it. So I'm saying, why don't we even think about the idea of questioning it? Oh, we trying to start a conspiracy. No, we're trying to question a system that's banging us up. We're trying to question a system that is holding us captivity. And everybody look at us like we insane. And I think that's sick. Oh, man. Whew.
You know, all said, man.
Man. Hey, she still in the building?
Yeah, I think he's just muted.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I ain't going nowhere. No, I'm here. It's funny. It's funny when you break it down and you begin to listen to when you begin listen to the reasoning of why we're doing what we're doing, see, people that have they're dead set against opening their eyes to the reality of why things are taking place, then they'll begin to see truth come out of what we're saying. You can't be closed-minded. See, only closed-minded people are not going to grasp what is taking place right here in the right now. Open-minded people will receive exactly what we're saying and begin to do the research for their own self and find out the truths and the facts of what we're saying. When you come to the table already closed-minded, ready to argue, ready to combat, all of that stuff is going to push away any truths about what we're saying. But when you come with an open mind saying, okay, what if what they're saying is true? Let me do some research. Then you could begin for your own self to piece together what the truths about what we're saying is. Because there's a whole lot of truth. It's right there before your eyes. They're getting so bold now, they're not even hiding a lot of what they're doing. If we just open our eyes and shed light to it, you'll begin to see and piece together for your own self how they're deceiving. It's all a tactic to conquer. How did they conquer other nations, and how did they conquer other lands? By deception. It was. Oh, you think the whole killing Saddam was was all because he was destroying and coming against us? No, it was to conquer that piece of land that he had. Come on, y'all. I mean, all of my military brothers know that.
You brought up too though. Oh, go ahead.
No. Go ahead. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna keep my train of thought. Go ahead.
See, this is what they tell us. They tell us this. They tell us that we're conspiracy theorists and we think too much. Because that's when somebody says you're conspiracy theorists. They telling me you think too much. But if you think about the 1800s, if I was to go back to the 1800s and tell people that I knew it was something called a laptop, or I knew it was something called the internet, I knew it was something called an electric car.
Call it wizardry.
What would they say? Oh,
Wizardry.
he's a conspiracy theory. Hang him.
The witch, like a wizardry. That's what they would call it.
And see, it's crazy though that right now, today, we will look at stuff and we say, you know what? No, there's no way the government can do that. But in 20 years, they will say, you know what? The government been doing this forever, and they perfectly sounded doing that. But you go back and you got to realize the thinking and the mentality, the limitations that they put on your brain. And these limitations are deep. So they limit you.
Like to me, and I don't know how logical you might, see this, but we're fastly approaching the event horizon. We're approaching the point of no return as a society. And the only way to write it is you got to have some type of organized response. Now, I noticed that when something happens that's called Mother Nature, a natural event, like a hurricane, you see people come together and they do shit naturally. It's like a herd of cattle. They do things under certain conditions. So that means when it's not a tragedy, you have to find ways that are accessible to all men, women, and children in America, but primarily adults, men and women. You have to find ways where they can fight back without them actually being, some card-carrying member of some group or something. Can you imagine? I was thinking while you guys were all talking, how logical would you see this? Like, in terms of how I see it, like how logical is it that I see it this way? If for 3 days, north, south, east, and west, all 50 states, regular Americans, like if they could, and it doesn't even have to be all, less than 2% would do it. If they stop buying gas for 3 days, just for one reason, to force a sit down. And when you got everybody there, Exxon, Mobil, Shell, everybody, now you play ball. You pick 2 or 3 of them and say, you're going to be our go-to. The people you have seen you 3 as Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Sprite. If the thing is, now here's the new term. This is what you're going to do, not a negotiation. The people of this country, this is what we're saying. The reason I say gas is because, oil affects the whole stock market. Like something happened with oil, it's like a whip. It cracks through the whole market. is it logical to think that they would actually play ball if people did that? Is it logical for me to think that if you just told people, even Twitter, their little hashtag shits, that everybody participates in without being a member of some group or party or whatever, we just told people, hey, if you ain't got to go to the gas station in 3 days, fuck them. Don't buy it.
Yep, that's logical. I think that's logical.
Thank you.
See, and
we're getting to the point where you got to start throwing like orders, like we got to start making like op orders and shit, and like launching them shits off, like, you know what I'm saying? Because you can't do it in an organized way. Because if you stand up, you're gonna get sniped.
You got to give it as an order.
You know what I'm saying? You got to do it like some cloud signs in the sky, some shit like.
But see, if you look at this though, is that we think they tell us that we're weak. We think we're weak. We think we have no power. We think we have no influence. But I say this all the time. Guess what? I'm getting fucked, and I'm in the military. I'm your brother. You should want to unify with me. Everybody.
It's the last thing they want to do.
Yeah. But see, they say I'm the police. They say I'm everything else. But why would you not want to unify with me? You see what I'm saying?
Well, we have everybody that's tomorrow's, you name it, state, federal, retarded. Like, not everybody, listen, nobody recognizes the bullshit more than those of us who had our ass on the line, okay? You got to tell me about weapons of mass destruction. It was weapons of mass distraction. We ain't some shit with RPGs and IEDs trying to turn us into fucking pink mist, we call it.
But you know what? If you look at the definition of weapon of mass destruction,
we're Americans first.
Would we consider a hurricane a weapon of mass destruction? By definition?
It can be. It can be. If it's a weapon, like, you know, if they're manipulating weather to the point where they are manipulating weather. They're trying to do it. They've been trying to do it for decades now. This is a fact. This is not a theory. It's a fact. Like, there's DOD documents, like PUBs. You know what I'm talking about? That define this shit in the Air Force. Like, it's a fact. Yep. But
let me do something real fast. If you haven't already, man, go subscribe to my sister Sassy channel. Go subscribe to my boy Ace Corner Talk channel. And then my boy Lex going to be on everybody's channel. So
I'm just a listener. Don't even,
You will continue to see him. If you actually go to my sister Sassy channel and you listen to her content, you listen to the information she brings through, you will actually, and I hope she make that playlist today, but just listen to one of her playlists that she's going to create and just digest that information, and you'll start actually seeing that, you know what, damn, she's right. Because you know what, she truly talk about the solution, because she talk about the plan after we implement what we want to implement. And then now that's coming, that's deep. And then that's a game plan that a lot of brothers ain't even talking about. A lot of the so-called protectors ain't talking about it. And I ain't gonna call her no alpha male, because I don't believe in no alpha male. I just call her Sister Sassy. So now go subscribe to my Sister Sassy. Go subscribe to my boy Ace Corner Talk. You see him on here all the time. So y'all already know Ace. But on this topic, what we dealing with, that, you know what I'm saying, we're dealing with
logic.
The Hurricane Harvey, the Hurricane Katrina's, all these hurricanes, we got to realize that a lot of times I just believe that it's not a coincidence. And I believe it's not a coincidence because something's just not right. And I'm questioning it. It's the idea that's popping in my head. So now, by me saying that, I say this. We are the majority, not the minority. Together, we are the majority, not the minority. If we continue to limit ourselves within our races, within our neighborhoods, within our cities, then we will be the minority. But that is part of the indoctrinating system to make us segregate ourselves, or for people, separate from each other. So now it makes us the minority because we are segregated. They teach us to segregate. They teach us, you know what? Logic is thinking, Sister Sassy is thinking, Lex is thinking, Ace is thinking, that's a bad thing. He's a conspiracy theorist. But you got to realize this, he's an idealist. He's thinking, she's thinking. So let's think together. And if we start thinking together, we can realize that we are powerful. And we will start discovering so much information, and we'll be able to disseminate so much information. And then guess what? Yes, they are in control. But guess what? Who in the army? We are. Who work in the government buildings? We do. Who are the policemen? We are. Who are the firemen? We are. We are the majority. So by that, just thinking, we just need to think that we're the majority and quit making ourselves out to be so weak. We are powerful. They got a greater influence. And then by them having a greater influence, they have the power because they have the ability to influence our behavior through indoctrinating systems, so-called beliefs that they give us that tell us that, yeah, you know what? You're black, logic. White people hate you. Chinese people look down on you. Asians look down on you. Mexicans look down on you. So now they sell us this whole mentality that now in 2017, the land of the social media, we suck this up and it becomes our reality. So now we start living it. So now if somebody say, you know what, something's not right about Hurricane Katrina, and you got a sister on the panel that say, you know what, she truly lost her grandma to this, we will ignore that and say, you know what, that's a natural disaster. That's Mother Nature. I got to say no. And you know what? I would be willing to say, I don't know, but I'm questioning it. And you would look at me like I'm crazy because the same people that gave us a globe is the same people that told us such thing is called hurricane season. The same people that gave us a globe is the same people that told us that, you know what, to hate people that got 2 arms, 2 legs, they just got a different tone of skin. They told us this, and we take it because we're thinking that we are the minority when we're the majority. Man, I got it. Hey, y'all got it. Y'all take the mic back because see, I'm getting emotional.
It's the truth.
I want to touch on what Liv said, and what you piggybacked on, which is 3 things. Okay, he talked about organizing, coming together, and boycotting the system, and not making fools of ourselves, becoming only one sector or attacking one group by becoming a target to be sniped. We do have to organize and come together and do this. The example I want to use is the Colin Kaepernick situation with the NFL. That brother, whatever his reasons, a lot of people think it was a pawn situation, but I do not. You don't put yourself up for destruction when you've got it made. Okay, you have to think about his logic in the situation. If we would have stood behind him, the NFL situation, the preseason and all of that should have been an indication for these powers that be, the controllers of the NFL, that we're not going to go away. We're not going to back down. If one fall, another will rise. And I think one of the brothers did start doing the same protests, but not enough of us. If the league if we make up 90% of the league should have fell before preseason even started. But you only see a portion of this happening because not all of the people participated. They love money more than they love their own people. They love the fame and whatever it provides more than they love living a righteous life, because there's no way any of those brothers should have been just sitting back and taking it, especially knowing what it represents. The national anthem itself, I mean, we could go on forever for that. That was them degrading us even further, because we fought with the invaders for our freedom while they were talking about tearing us down. That's really what the national anthem was about keeping us slaves. Okay, so he decided to protest for a great cause, which was preventing the slaying of more African Americans, to bring awareness to the situation in his country. He was doing a silent protest to bring awareness so that we could change and say, hey, look, this is a problem. If we can entertain you, then our lives have value and matter. But not enough of us came together. And so you only have them slightly affected by this. Boycotting en masse does work, because it says, you know what? We're not going to wait 10 years for y'all to change and do electrical cars. We're tired of the oil industry. Let's stop buying it. You know what they did with this hurricane? They made gas scarce in this area, saying that the rigs and all of that were affected. But, you know, only certain areas were affected by this. We still have gas. Why do we still have gas if so much destruction occurred? You got to think about these things. Okay, so that's on the organized tip. The other thing is infiltrate. Logic made a great point. We have people in the branches. We are the firefighters. We're the nurses. We're the doctors. We're all of what the system is made of. If we can infiltrate, get enough people in critical mass in these areas, then we can make a difference. Then we can start to change what we see that is affecting us. You get people who believe, who are like-minded thinkers like we are in high positions, then they'll be able to affect things in a greater mass, so that we have people on our side who are able to affect the laws that they're instituting now to stop us and silence us from making these changes. It's too late for us. All we can do is put a dent and make it possible for our children to rise up. And when I say strengthen our bonds, I'm talking about put aside our differences to make a difference. Be the change that you want to see. I don't care if you're a Christian. I don't care if you're Muslim. I don't care if you're a Hebrew Israelite. I don't care if you're a damn Satanist or an atheist. If you really are about life, if you're pro-life, you will put all of those things aside to do what? Come together to fight the powers to be that are killing us all for sport. I don't care what their plan is. It's not anything good for us, because they continue to do this, carry it on till this day. And it's 100-year plans, okay? It's not at any short level of distance. They've been doing this for a while, since before any of us were born, okay? Right. And I don't know what their intention is. All I know is it's killing us. It's killing our children. It's killing our grandparents, our children to come, or will be born into the matrix, fighting for something that doesn't really exist. Color does not exist, but yet they teach you and make a distinction there is. All I know is we all bleed red blood when we cut. Okay, and that is the greatest unifying factor that we have, is that we're all human beings. We didn't fall out of a monkey's behind like they've been telling us. The earth, nothing didn't come from nothing. We came from a creator, and that's what they're really hiding. But that's neither here nor there. What I'm saying is critical mass is key, infiltration is key, and boycotting the system is the only things that they will listen to. And I'm about all of that.
I wanna. Hey, that's powerful, ain't it? Hey, that's powerful when it's being said. Logic. Think about this. I wanted to not piggyback, but just add to what Sis just said. You got to think about George Bush and the Bushes. Their ties to the oil industry. They own Exxon. They own stock interest and all of that stuff in BP. Most of their stuff, that was the whole Saddam thing. They owned and had ties to that, to the oil and stuff like that. But what greater power if you seize a land that the oil is being brought from into our land? So with all that being said, there's reasons why they do what they're doing. They're not just creating this just to put division between white and black and orange and Chinese and all that. It's deeper than that. And if we continue to research why they're doing it, you'll see that the need for power, not just power in the States, but a global power. That's what they're reaching for. They want global power. They want power over all the other nations, over Chinese, over Russia, over all these other outside groups. They want power over them also. Not just saying they want power in the States and over us. They want mass power. And the only way they can do it is by continuing to invoke fear into us, and as well as the people on the outside watching. You know, when people say, hey, man, I just lost my cousin and uncle, and they're from China or they're from somewhere, they're invoking fear in them. So people in China say, man, look at all the people, with all our relatives being lost, all of this stuff happening in the States. It's fear that they're wanting so they can get a global control.
You know what's crazy, though, you said this too, though, is that they want power over the animals. They want power over the land. They want power over the ants. They want to control everything.
It's crazy.
If you look at it, if you think about, and see, we've been indoctrinated with this stuff. And then go ahead, brother. Yes, you're right. I'm a conspiracy theorist, but go ahead and call me what you really want to call me. Call me an idealist. You know what I'm saying? We design sprays that protect you, to protect the ants from their natural habitats. You know what I'm saying? It's like this is what we give, and this is our reality. And nobody is saying nothing about this sick shit we do. And so now we starting to realize all the sick stuff we do, and we starting to actually say, you know what, let me think for a minute. This is really sick. That you actually, you know what I'm saying, you're killing nature by spreading. I used to be the sick kid too, though. I used to love stumping ants. But see, now I'm growing up and I stopped my son. I said, don't kill that ant, don't kill that spider. Because I'm growing up and I'm starting thinking that they got a right to live too, though. But see, we indoctrinated with that sick mentality that say, you know what, we should own everything. We should control the ants, the squirrels, the birds, everything. So now what happened is anytime they come to us, we treat them and we smash them. Just like the elites do us. The same way they treat us is the same way they designed us to treat the animals. How sick it is for us to sit here and spray all this spray around our house to stop the ants from coming in. To sit here and pray. You know what? Why can't they live too? And then so now, I mean, you might say I'm sounding crazy right now, but think about this concept. The same ideas they using against us is the same ideas they teaching us to use against every other living organism on this earth. Ooh, sorry. Shout out to Uncle Suge for that. So now, we got to look at it, man, and we got to almost strip ourselves down to come to the truth. We got to strip ourselves down to come to the truth and start dealing with our own reality or our own truths to establish our realities. Go ahead, Liv. Go ahead, Liv. I know you want to say something. Go ahead, brother.
I agree with everything you're saying.
Man, Lex agree with me.
Oh, come on now.
I know I'm messing with you, though. I know I'm messing with you, though.
But you know something? If I don't know how this, might sound, but you know how sometimes we say you hear what's not said, you see what's not shown. You know what I mean? Are you gonna do this, or as a society, we have no choice but you got to draw a line. Something, or it's just gonna get worse. Whatever you tell them to do, or whatever course of action that as a society we wind up taking, as much as we can, you got to do it in ways where anybody can take advantage of it, anybody can participate, without them necessarily being, exposing themselves.
Right.
It's got to be something like gas or something like this. It's got to be something that makes a clear line. It's society, common people taking a stand. But this also has to be done in a way where they can't be targeted. Because we're now living in the age, people haven't caught on yet, but you see the DACA shit, the news today, like we hit on a little earlier. People haven't caught on yet. You're now about to see a run on your civil liberties. The whole lot of it. The whole lot of it.
Right.
That little girl went to Charlottesville and she stood in between Cornell West and everybody was there. Jewish people, Buddhists, everybody was there praying. Her and them kids stood in front of those old people, the old elders of this country, and face down, that bullshit that they faced down with the tiki torches. She died. The next week, people came on TV and said, fuck it, even good for it, this, that, and the other, and fuck them, and all that, and the other. Then you saw a nurse about a week or so ago get manhandled, and seen that in the emergency room. She didn't want to give over the blood sample to the cop because she's a nurse, patient, doctor, confidentiality. She didn't want to give over it, roughed her up. It looked like a guy beating his wife through the place and all.
Yeah.
You're in a new day. As the nights get long, as we go into the winter, it doesn't take a psychic. It ain't no, you can go anywhere and people are saying this. You're going to see a run on your civil liberties now. You're at the end of the line. All your blindness and not wanting to see, for regular, all of us are guilty. All of the wanting to look the other way makes. It's here now. Hello. As soon as the winter gets here. So I think you got to tell people, or people like us, to fight back. We got to do it like how we do almost in the military. We don't go umbrella status. We target specific things, break them down, so that then we can rush, right?
Right.
Target the energy. Because the energy is not only the main source of cash, but it's also the one thing that's directly connected to the earth. They're plundering earth to make billions to enslave billions of people.
And you
Target
know,
the energy.
I want
Target the
to.
fucking energy, because grandma can be involved. Abuela, everybody can be fucking involved. Someone in Kansas, someone in Florida, someone in New York, someone in Texas. Everybody can be involved, and they will get the message in 72 hours. They'll say, "Holy shit," and
You
they'll
know what?
listen.
I want to build some on Sister Sassy because you just brought it back to me what she had mentioned though, and I'm gonna say again: go subscribe to my Sister Sassy. Go subscribe to her. Listen to her playlists. I'm gonna say it again, and I'm gonna tell my brother Ace Conan talk to make playlists too. So listen to him. You gotta imagine that it takes a lot of energy to sit here and do these YouTube videos. I know a lot of people think it's easy, but it takes a lot of energy. Man, Ace been up for a long time today doing these YouTube videos. So man, show your support by just going to their playlist and just playing it and then just listening to it. You know what I'm saying? If you listen to it in your house, don't listen to Kodak Black. Don't listen to Shouty Low. Don't listen to all these different individuals. Go ahead and put on a Sister Sassy playlist and just play it. That's it. And just listen to it. Because if you listen to it and you start understanding, it's like fucking music. It's music, people. We need to cleanse ourselves for that, strip ourselves down and come to the truth. But I want to get on the point that Sister Sassy said about when she was talking about the Colin Kaepernick and she was talking about the actual NFL guys that are the majority that don't understand that they control the dynamics, that they can shut that motherfucker down at any given time. The reason they won't do it is because they not looking out for their babies. They looking out for themselves. They trying to be comfortable today, and guess what? They just make sure their baby survive tomorrow. If they had this mentality, and you got most of them, use for example LeBron James. His son is a good basketball player. His son will be in the NBA. He got a good shot. Now, why don't LeBron James take a stand now, make a better situation for his son, even though it's gonna hurt him now? Why not? That's the mentality that we live with. It's mentality that we live with, and we gotta almost cleanse ourselves because this system indoctrinated us so deep that they blame everything that occurs to us on something and somebody else. And we gotta say stop. We gotta say stop. We gotta say we thinking. We gonna move forward. We gonna actually do something great. I'll go ahead and hold the mic to that, man. Dag, did I silence anybody? Oh, go ahead.
That guy that keeps saying conspiracy this, conspiracy that, is y'all are talking about conspiracy. When something is an actuality, it's not a conspiracy anymore, brother. I don't understand the unproductive nature of individuals who want to point out conspiracies. It can't be a conspiracy when it's an actuality and individuals are awake enough to notice it when it happens. I mean, how long does it take a person to figure out when they start coughing and sneezing and whatnot that they got a cold? It's time for some of y'all to wake up and face the hard reality of the situation that we're not just up here, talking just to be talking about conspiracies. They're no longer conspiracies when your own government is telling you they're doing these things and you can go and research it and find it for yourself. Stop it. You're doing no one a favor, okay? You're the type of individual that slows down progression, okay? You're the type of individual that stunts the movement. There's no place for that. We're already behind the curve, okay? Because they already have years and years planned out. They planned for what we're doing and talking about now 50 years ago, okay? So now they got to come up with a different plan because they see what they're up against, okay? There's a such thing as divine beings, okay, that are placed on a level to be able to communicate with individuals to awaken, to help spur that process. And by having these type of discussions, that's exactly what we're doing. You know, Ace is a religious person, so he can reach people in that sector. Liv is a military man, so he can go back and conversate with people on that level. Same thing with Logic. And I'm what I do in life is I take care of people with special needs, okay, along with a host of other things that I have under my belt. So I have a wide audience that I can reach, okay? What may not resonate with you from someone who teaches math, you may be into sports or you may be into music. A person that is into those type of things will gravitate towards channels and beings that talk about those things so that they can begin to develop a relationship with them so that they can awake too. So stop saying, oh, it's just conspiracies. They're no longer conspiracies when they're actuality. The government messing with our weather is not a conspiracy. It's an actuality when they show you, when the pilots themselves who chemtrail us every day make videos, put it on YouTube to show you that that's exactly what they're doing. You can't ignore it and call it a conspiracy anymore. It's an actuality, and it's time for you to wake the hell up out of Alice in Wonderland dream, because you're no longer sleeping. This is our reality, and we want to change it now that we're awake as well, okay? We may not know everything, all the wheels to the cog, but damn it, we're trying to put a wood stick in that cog so our children don't have to go through what we're going through. And not just for our families, it's for humanity. Okay, stop it. You're just a child who's stuck in fairyland. You're in that childlike state that they set up for you. You're not aware of anything. You're only discussing certain topics, and you can't even handle it because you revert back to childishness. Quit playing with us, okay? We're out here doing the footwork so that we can make a difference later on. Maybe they might take me out, but guess what? I got a gang of troops behind me who will take up the cause and keep spreading the message. But we're never going to get there if you get stuck on the stupid little points talking about conspiracy this and conspiracy that. It's not a damn conspiracy when it's an actuality. Please go do some research, sit in the back of the class, and take notes if you don't know something.
Oh man, we don't need to protect Sassy. Sassy protect us. She protect herself. Hey, and that's the opposite concept of the country community. Though. But hey, I ain't gonna get to the country community. Don't believe that alone. But that was well said, because now what happened is that if you look at what she's saying, that hey, it's based on what? Factual information. It occurs. You know what I'm saying? For you to still think that, you know what I'm saying, 9/11 was, you know what I'm saying, what we was told it was, something is wrong. If you still think that the earth is a globe, that all you ever saw was flat, something is wrong. So now, I mean, and that's all she said. So now the thing about this is that we're moving on to the next level. We're thinking. So now you called us conspiracy theorists because we're thinkers. And then you got them down. We got the shades on. We see the signs that say obey. We see them motherfucking monsters. You don't see them. And you mad at us for identifying them all and telling you about the signs. So now I say to you, you know what I'm saying, that, hey, and then everybody on this panel, come here, Janai. You don't want to come. My little girl bought me some sushi. But you know what I'm saying? I'm glad to say this. I don't live for myself. I live for my kids. So now I don't create an environment for myself no longer, because the environment I already created for me. I create the environment for my kids. And now if I can do it, and Sister Sassy said it, A said it, Lex said it, if I can put one good gut punch in the system, then I'm going to do it, because I'm done anyway. And then everybody else scared to put that gut punch. But imagine if everybody started putting gut punches in that system. It will collapse. And then guess what? If you look at Sister Sassy channel, she talk about the ideas from that point on. I'm telling you, people, this is too easy, and we make it complicated. We try to make it complicated with an education system. But this education system is what? Designed to indoctrinate us. The same people who set up all these other systems that we say we hate, they made the education system. The same people that set up everything that we don't disagree with, they set up the ones that we say we agree with. So now why don't we say, let's throw everything out? And my brother, Megadon just made up a good point. It's cool to be free thinkers. It's cool to think. Let's build that tendency where it's cool to think. Is it wrong for me to say, you know what? Hey, I think it's weather machines. I think that all this stuff ain't just no sick occurrence. Is it wrong for me to do that? You can't tell me it's wrong for me to do that. All you can say is, brother Logic, hey, I want to talk to you about this. Let's establish some facts, establish some ideas. Let's move forward. That's crazy.
You know, this might be, okay, this is going to be a little like off topic a little bit, but it's related if you think about it. All of this shit, even with the storm that's going on right now, everything that they're dealing with, the wealthiest corporations, the wealthiest companies are fine, and they're going to come out on top on this. It's not the furniture store, shit like that. It's going to be like, you know, the gas companies. This is Texas, oil country. They're going to come off like fat rats, regardless, just like what happened in Katrina. Don't you think at some point recently, like in the last 10 years, it got to the point where a stack of paper, a corporation, has more political power than any regular American person? A stack of paper has more political power than you. Didn't that Citizens United thing give them, like they said, money is like a right to vote, right? Like a person now. I'm not making this shit up, right? You know what I'm talking about, Logic, no?
Yeah, I feel you on that.
Okay, so here's what I was thinking, because again, we're getting close to crunch time. It's about to be fought and long as shit for common people. Everyone's about to be affected. So you got to start thinking of shit.
Right.
They say that a corporation has almost the political power and voting ability of me, you, and every American, right? Okay. Are you guys familiar with, controlled chaos? Like, you ever heard of that term, controlled chaos?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like you start bullshit. Like, think of like boxing or something. You flurry just to land one hit. Okay. So wouldn't it be, and I'm just hypothetically saying, NSA, don't get pissed at me. I'm just thinking. I'm sure I'm not the only one who thought of it. Something that you can, like, call a 1-800 number and create. You create companies. There are hustles that require you to create companies like every other month. It's easy, a couple of $100 and you make a corporation. Wouldn't it be something if someone made a corporation and then went to court, specifically made the corporation to go to court? Another company can do it, a group can do it, a student organization can do it.
Right.
They make a company for the sole purpose of going to court and demanding that their company be given the same type of, let's say, entitlements as a regular American. Before you get pissed, just listen. That's absurd. It's insane. Remember, they made the company intentional. This is a hypothetical. The court would then be required to decide whether we're going to grant a corporation all the entitlements that they would grant to a person. That's a court case. That has a finite amount of time. It's when you pay the fee until a judgment is rendered. This is how you make change fucking happen. Like, you got to start throwing like big sledgehammers at them, because the court has to rule at some point. Like, no, we're not going to give a corporation fucking unemployment benefits or health care or anything like that. It's a corporation. Well, if that's the case, then you got to throw Citizens United out. You got to throw out all this influence that companies have over regular people. You got to do that immediately. That's a precedent. It's a step. Might be over the head, man, but if you, what'd you say, Sashi? She likes doing research, right? She does even minimal research of what I just said. You'll see it's not just some off the wall, bullshit. It makes sense. Right. It's actually potentially
yeah, that's what
do we call that? Logic and exercise.
But you even have companies in the U.S. like Walmart who are considered more powerful than some of the third world countries that have millions of people under their.
They're more powerful than anybody in the towns where they are. Than the mayor.
So be done. That's why I'm researching like the right of determination. I'm studying international law and a couple of other things, like what the Moors have done with declaring themselves. We actually have to do this in order to start to create a safe zone for us to build a community on, so that we can separate ourselves from it. What do you mean? It's a corporation. We live in a corporation.
But like, I mean, like if you, well, I know you know.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's truthful. We do live in a corporation, and it's ran like a corporation. You know that it doesn't.
Essentially, that's what he's talking about. Corporatizing a company for the sole purpose of receiving protections under the law that we currently have as citizens, right?
Not to receive them, but because you know you're gonna lose, you expect to lose
Right.
the case, and even if you have to, you
Exactly.
try to undermine it to make sure you lose. But you force
Yes.
them to make a ruling, which it'll force them to have to get. Well, you just ruled on that case in federal court, so what about this fuckery over here? You can't. You know what I'm saying? It forces the bullshit to come to an end. It wasn't the marching that got the rights in the civil rights movement. The marching made them have to focus on the fucking legal cases that came down that said these little girls can go to this school, that said these people can drink this water fountain too, that said you got to hire this one, you got to let this one get married. There were laws that came down in court, and people said, fuck the law. And certain state and city governments agreed with them. That led to the marching and everything that happened. So when they say a country of laws, if we want to live in a country of laws, we got to make sure that to our passion as a society, we got to put some foot to their ass in courthouses throughout the country, or else nothing don't happen at all. This ain't Argentina or some shit, or Bosnia. You can't just show up in the street and change shit. Never been done that way.
Yeah.
It's either war
That's
or
what
law,
I'm talking
period.
about. That's why I'm talking about the law, because this country is founded on precedents of law and issuing law,
Okay.
and you can't get anything done unless you know the law and can interpret it and then use it to your advantage. So that's all this country is founded off of, is the the perpetuation of carrying out laws that they created. And so you have this corporation that is foreign, where we thought we had gotten away from British rule and control, but what they did was make a pact with the devil to exist. And so our country has been founded upon this lie. And then you had people like the Federal Reserve and the court systems and all of that usurp the power of the people that originated with the natural laws that the country was being founded upon in the first place. That's why you have to go through the court systems and all of that to do a right of declaration, self-determination, so that you are not starting whatever you're starting off of as part of the corporation that we know as the United States of America. That's why it's so important to learn these things, so that you can have a foundation that's not based on the principles to which this country now stands on, which is the backs of enslaved people who don't even know that they're enslaved. That's what the whole straw man argument is about. The fact that we don't have any value as human beings because we're sold on the market as cattle or monetary since before birth. That's why we all receive a number, because we're not actually perceived, seen as human beings to them. This is the essence of what we're trying to fight.
Man. I see, I was looking at it downstairs on the TV too, so I ain't missed much though. But I gotta say I agree though. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you don't think that the United States is a corporation in 2017, then something is definitely wrong. And then that goes back. I don't want to say it again, but it goes back to them glasses. We need to pass out them glasses. Matter of fact, I'm finna get me some glasses, and I'm finna wear them on every live stream just to let people know the idea that I see. And then I see what is obvious. It's obvious, man. I'm telling you, man. I wish I can get a clip of that movie though. And you gotta realize that when these guys first realized what was going on, you got to realize the shock they went through. And if I remember right, they took the glasses off and they started looking at them, and they was like, "Oh man, what the hell going on?"
He thought he was bugging out.
Yeah, that's what you go through when you're exposed to the truth.
Right.
But now, I know. I mean, I can't put it no clearer that we got to realize that we're dealing with a corporation, and if you're dealing with a corporation, who is the corporation looking out for? The interests of the workers, the interests of, or the interests of the company? And that's obvious. Once you identify and you agree, you say, you know what? Hey, yes, this it is a corporation. You got to realize it's not in their best interest to go by your interest. They will only give you enough to succeed. I'm sorry, not succeed, to survive or exist. And that's all they're going to give you. And that's crazy, man, that we still got to talk about this kind of stuff in 2017.
Logic.
Well,
Don't you know that our social security number, we're numbered, but it's all part of the system when you look at it. That's how they keep tabs, is through the social security number. They keep tabs on us. They know everything we do. That's why you gotta have that number to do a whole lot of stuff. You know, when you open up bank accounts, what's your social? When you get a job, you gotta offer your social. That's their global way of keeping all of us with tabs. I dare you to go to the government and say you ain't using your social no more, and then go try to open up a bank account. They won't let you do it, or try to do something that requires that. You won't be able to do it because that's the only way of keeping their tabs on us. So it's all a broad scheme. That's the whole thing about social security numbers and birth certificates and all that stuff. It's all part of the plan. It was all part of that makeup. That it was a genius to do that. But of course, we don't see it that way. We say, oh, it's just our social. We gotta learn it and we gotta use it.
Hey, I want to say this real fast though. Hold on, let me say this real quick, Leah. Hey, I want to give a shout out to Sister Rilla Ann, that's back from the dead, man. Sister, I ain't seen you in forever. Welcome back, sister. Welcome back. It's good to have you here, sister. Go ahead, Liv. I'm sorry, brother.
I agree, man. I think there's going to be, since everyone's affected, there's more than enough place, even for those who they don't associate with national lines, like they don't consider themselves Americans or want to continue to be them. There's room enough space because at the end of the day, it's common people, it's regular people that are getting chopped up. It's regular people that are getting fattened up and prepared for the slaughter. Right? Like the government, the way crackdowns happen, like there'll be no distinction at all, none. It'll be just as shocking as 9/11. And just like 9/11, just like how you got used to getting strip searched when you go to the airport, now you're used to it now.
Right.
It used to be the time your family go up to the glass and see you pull up. You're already used, you're conditioned already. Crackdowns will be the same.
You remember though when you first was exposed to that, you was like, man, this messed up. You know what I'm saying?
But what happened there is they were still in shock because of the 9/11 event, and the nation's on a new footing now. What I'm saying is the crackdowns is going to look the way it looks. In other words, Logic, we're going to get to see what it looks like on the inside when we're coming for a rush, when we're rushing it, when we're squad rushing, when we're, intending on setting up cordons and shit. Right. No movement areas. This is what we're heading towards, unless people start to, put up a pretty stiff civil resistance, meaning this is us. We're the actual Americans. We're the actual fighters. We're the actual workers. We're the actual ones who've done all of this. Yes, there's a corporation. I think it's like a wheel in a wheel. From the beginning, it was landholders and shit and money. It was always money. The railroads, everything. It's always been money. And they always move like their own little unit. Don't they own the Federal Reserve? Always. However, there was also government, which was made up of, like, not sound corny, but of the people, by the people. Who's your postal agent? Is that MIB? Who the fuck is your mom or your teacher or you or me or any? It's us. It's regular fucking people. And it took regular people to constantly save that conglomerate, that cabal, that fucking corporation. They constantly had to get saved. It wasn't the Rockefellers that were spread out with their guts and shit on Normandy. You know, that ain't fucking Hollywood kids in the mountains of Afghanistan right now.
Right.
You know, there ain't no golf players patrolling your neighborhoods in squad cars and shit. You see, it's always been us. We forced them to make a system, a place for us. It didn't even have, we forced it. We're still forced. Now, there's a great deal more people like that than there are people who think like them but also want to be off in some separate corner. What I say is, since everyone's getting fucked, just to start the fight, everyone can be under the same umbrella. There's no reason it shouldn't be that. Whether you're flat earth, global, whatever the case is, you gotta see, does the storm give a fuck to anybody who thinks like us who lives in Texas today? No. No.
You know,
Thought that nurse thought when she was getting banged up by a cop in the emergency room on cam, getting her ass beat and getting handcuffed? You think she thought, oh, but I'm a Republican or I'm a conservative or I'm a Democrat or I'm a white female? She didn't think any of that. She's just like, holy shit, I'm an American. I'm getting beat down. It's coming.
You know what? Think about this. Think about this. I want to make 2 points, though. And then 2 points off what you were just talking about. Don't you think it's wrong for the government to hold all the land when it's enough land in the U.S. to go around for everybody? That it's enough land right now that everybody can own their land. Everybody can be responsible for something. Do you think that's sick? See, now that's what a conspiracy theorist would think, or a idealist. That, you know what? We was all put on this earth together. Why should I have to ask you for land? So now,
it's just like what I say for World Hunger. You know it. You've done the HA missions, but you've done them. There's no reason that any man, woman, or child, any creature on Earth should ever starve on this planet. This is the same planet that's been feeding everybody. Ain't nobody dropping off rain out here. It's got more than enough to provide for everybody. Someone intentionally has a bean count.
See, Son G just answered that. He said, "By how much land, and who says how much each person get?" But the thing about this is that I don't know if you ever rode through Texas, Arizona, and all these Oregon. It's enough land for everybody. Hey, it's probably enough land in the United States to give everybody at least 5 acres. I promise you that.
It's enough for everybody, plus everybody doesn't want to live like that. So it's clearly more than enough. Like, if even 60% of the people wanted their own plot of land, there's more than enough. If 80% wanted it, I guarantee you it'll be like maybe 30, 40% will want, you know, their own like plots of land. 30, 40%. Like, if it was their choice and they had a selection, they would choose that. Not everybody wants to live like that. I'm not just saying that because I live in New York. I'm just saying.
Hey,
so there's clearly
hey, Lex, look, the narrative that the government wants to paint is that we're irresponsible to handle our own affairs. That's why they push the agenda of the government is to show that, oh, we're the government. We'll help you control or keep everything in line because you're, as a whole, as a people as a whole, are not responsible enough to govern your own affairs. That's why the government, and this is where the political parties come into play too. Oh, you're not responsible to hold your own land or to govern your own land, to keep and pay the taxes on your own land and all this. That's why government comes in as forceful as they do, because they want to control what we do, and they want to paint the narrative that we can't govern our own affairs. When before the government took place, we did that on our own. We've took care of our own land and did our own getting our own animals and feed.
Yeah.
Huh?
Livestock and everything.
Yeah. Livestock, and so we was functioning without the government. Fine. You know, we was building communities and building nations and building things without the government. But as soon as the government came into play, they brought their set of rules that everybody had to be governed by. And since that took place, look at all of the destruction and the division and all of the stuff that took place since the government been in power.
So, you know, clearly you can't make an argument with your passions with what you're saying. You can't. Like, but we kind of have like a weird situation where, okay, right now today, having access to land is limited by money. Money. You got the money, you can have the land. But then you got to have the money to develop the land, especially when you're somewhere where there's nothing around. You got to make your own sewage and all that shit. Everything is limited by money today. Civilizations progress too much where they let these pieces of paper, it runs everything. So it's limited by money and it's overpriced. That can be fixed if people take a stand. It can be. It's highly inflated. Everything. Real estate in the city and land out in the country. It's all overpriced. That's what made the housing bubble. What happened? 2008, all of a sudden something happened and the next day everybody's house, it costs less. Did something happen in your house to make it cost less? You kick a wall in or something? No. They just make this shit up. I agree with you. I agree. But what I'm saying is, on one hand, you have people who are being blocked out of life because of how they're manipulating money and how economics work. On the other hand, you have people who have land, who have a house or property or something, and it gets seized. Now, we've always had eminent domain. You got a fucking house and the town is going to build a railroad track, they overly pay you for your house. They usually pay more than market value in eminent domain. What they started doing in me and your time recently, it's past 5 years basically, and more really, but it tends to pass 5. They're seasoned land where people already live, not for eminent domain for government, like the state is going to build a railroad so we can get mail. No, a corporation said, I want your land because I want to run an oil pipe, or I want to do some shit. I want the land. Move. Like monopoly money. And you watched the original people of the continent, Native Americans, you watched them with me and everybody, all last winter, out in the cold, standing rock or whatever, and they told them, get the fuck out of here. This is what has begun. That means it's open season on everyone on this panel and listening. Make no mistake. This is what I believe everyone's afraid and why they wanted to look away for the past 9 months. Like, no, bitch made. Knocking at the knees ain't going to make it not come. People, that's me.
Man, hey, who we got on the panel, man? Okay, for life. Welcome to the panel, brother. Welcome to the panel.
What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody?
What's good?
Hello.
What's going on? Another powerful build.
I have something to add when he gets done.
Yeah, go ahead, brother. For like, oh, he done. He just want to do a shout out. Go ahead, Sister Sassy. The floor is yours.
Okay, this thing is with land. You guys are hitting on it, but we have to. I want you. I know it's hard because a lot of the topics that I talk about on my channel are really in depth. You have to really do the research, and a lot of it is not perceivable to most individuals who aren't used to this type of thinking. In other words, I want to expand my thought processes in my minds to other people so you can then replicate it, because it's really when I think about the things that I do, it's in a pure nature, a pure state, and for the best interest of all, because I don't have an interest unless we all have an interest. That's why I always talk about Ubuntu contributionism. I am you, you are me. If I eat, you eat. If you eat, I eat. Okay, and we need to adopt this mentality if we're going to think about things on a next level kind of thing. So with the land, think about it, okay? told us that land has a value for all the wrong reasons. They've taught us that it's about status. If you acquire this, then you're said to be accomplished. You're said to be refined and civilized, yada, 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 et cetera, et cetera. But in actuality, this is a front. This is a lie. This is another deception that they weave you in with, okay? Only weak minds fall for this, and only people who are still in the matrix, not awake to it, are unaware that it's backwards. Okay, how can you put value on something when you're born on it? Think about that for a second. You're born on this terra, okay? It's your birthright. How can you own something when you come and you go and the land and the trees and everything else still exists after you're gone? You don't have a right to own any of this land. You have a right to it by birth. And we need to reclaim that as our birthright. So in any direction that you stretch your arms out within a circle, all of us on the earth are able to do this and not bump into each other, okay? So you're born and they tell you you're born onto the earth, it is yours. In any direction you stretch your arms out within 1 acre in a circle is yours by birthright. Who would fight? Who would have anything to argue about? You can grow your own food. Your family can prosper on that land for free. There's no need to put a price on land. That's the backwardness of the system that teaches you need to own something to have value, when in actuality you have value because you have it by birthright, okay? Because think about it, you know, people spend their life 30 years paying for a piece of property, a deed that belongs to the corporation. They don't actually ever own the land to which that house or whatever sits on. Okay, it's a deed, it's a trust. And this is the thing, knowing the law and being able to decipher what it actually means can free your mind from some of the trappings people get caught up in thinking about these things. We need to do away with ownership of land. We're not permanent residents on this land, we're temporary. So nobody has the right to actually own the land. The land belongs to Mother Nature, and as soon as we put that in our right perspective and stop trying to acquire what does not actually belong to us but by birthright, we'll start to realize that it's a gift from nature and start to act accordingly with how we treat Mother Nature. They've got us messed up thinking that we need to own something, and we go and we cut it down. We cut down trees. We need the air from the trees to circulate, to change into oxygen so that we can breathe it. We destroy whole ecosystems from ants on. They all have a job to do, but what do? We make pesticides, kill them. We don't know how to live in coexistence with Mother Nature without encroaching upon her natural things that she's given us to survive. So we need to come to the clarity of thought and stop thinking how these people want us to think. Next level is what I'm talking about. The land belongs to Mother Nature. We're just residents for a short period of time. I don't want to own anything. I just want to live freely upon it. And that's what Native Americans have been trying to do for years. And what did they do to them?
Man, hey.
Yep.
Man, amen to sister.
A1.
I can't. You can't refute that though. Because, you know what I'm saying, it's logical. It's thinking. You know what I'm saying? Why do you have to pay something that's naturally given to you? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
In a minute, they're going to want to start paying for using our own arms. So now that's the kind of logic they use, though. But my brother Mathis is on the panel, brother. Welcome to the panel, Mathis. Man, you got something you want to build on, and then we'll go to my brother Jerome.
Yeah, just pass it to the brother. I was actually going to say, talk about the property and how it's not possible to actually own property, but the sister broke it down for me, so I appreciate that. That's what's good.
No, she always spoil the show, man. That's how sassy do.
But
yeah. One last
It's a good spoil, though.
One last thing about Ubuntu contributionism. I just wanted to show you guys the beautiful little book they got going, and I think it's like $20. But online you can download it, all the pages, for free. So Ubuntu contributionism, a blueprint for human prosperity, exposing the global banking fraud. Beautiful book. And this guy's a flat earther.
Wow. Hey, can you drop the title of that book in the chat room, man? I'm gonna drop it in the description.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man.
His name is Michael Tillinger, and he is doing great works. I just think that he doesn't give enough credit to the indigenous people of that land, who that is not a saying, or it's actually a way of life. And, you know, to profit off of that is where I draw the line, because Ubuntu belongs to the people. It is the people. It's not just a concept of, you know, humanity, being humane to other people. It's about a philosophy more than it is just a saying. It's a teaching. It's just like, you know, everybody's taught when they're little, don't run into the road, you'll get hit by a car. So it's common knowledge, when you see a child run towards the street, you're gonna grab that child, and it doesn't have to be yours. It's protecting of life. And that's the basics of Ubuntu. Ubuntuism, Ubuntu contributionism, or anything associated with Ubuntu. I love Michael Tillinger. I just think that we need to do more to spread this type of truth to all people.
Ubuntu actually means me because of we. Because I think I heard that before.
It's I am because of who you are. Okay. And it's a whole. That's just the shortened version of it. It's actually like 4 different singular statements. And in Africa, in different villages and things like that, they have a different word for it. It's interpreted in their native language a little bit differently. So our translation in America is not, it doesn't even begin to put the essence of what Ubuntuism actually is.
Hey, I mean, see, now you got me thinking though, because I mean, see, that's when you had that disagreement. I was like, what the hell is he talking about? But then I went back and I listened to it, and I said, damn, well, you know, this shit do make sense. So now, we need to link up, and I know Ace want to link up too on his panel, and actually do something about that, just so you can educate us on that. I mean, stop me from opening my boundaries, Ace.
No. You good. I wanted to say something real quick before you go right into what you was about to say. They got us paying for water now. I mean, of course, we've been paying for water for a long time. Like, okay, if you tapped into the city or you got your own well, you got to pay for water. You know, you got to pay for, what else is it? Pay for the ground rent or ground land rent or whatever. You're paying, next you'll be paying for oxygen. You'll be paying for, they're trying to get us to pay for every little single thing that should be naturally given to us. I just want to add that in there.
Though, if you think about it, that is, they messed up the water. So why
and making
for some good water? That shit is crazy though, and they make us think that, oh man, you should be okay with paying for water, but damn, you fucked it up.
It's crazy.
So, that's the trick.
Y'all late to the party. We already pay for air and everything. Stop it. You better wake up. The web is so deep. It's deep, and you're not even aware. It's like them. You got to put those glasses on for real. When you start thinking about it, you know, if I wasn't a spiritual teacher or empath or whatever you like to call spiritual people, I would be a vessel for destruction. There wouldn't be any link that I would go to murder these type of people. So thank gosh I'm on the side Mother Nature wills my power, because I mean, when that day that I was awakened, I was by myself. I didn't have anybody to discuss these things or talk about it or any of that. And I felt like I was going to lose my mind. Like a part of me was dying. I mean, I really lost it. I was crying uncontrollably. I mean, when you get the totality of it and it sits in, you'll really have a fire about you and a thirst to know every aspect of what you're actually dealing with.
Man, powerful. Hey, I'm finna let my man Jerome get on, because I see him on a panel, man. Hey, there's a powerful flat earther brother. Jerome, I think you got a channel too, though, right?
Nah, man, I don't have one yet. I got one, but I ain't doing nothing. But I'm close to dropping my first video. I just sit here and I try to put my thoughts together, bro. And I tell you what, y'all make these videos, man, and it's harder than what it seems, man. You know, I'm in the process of getting it done, bro. But it's just so much I want to put into it, and I got to learn how to say, hey, that's for another video. And that's why I get messed up just going, you know, trying to put too much, and I get to rambling. So yeah, definitely working on that, man. But damn, Sassy, you holding it down today. I'm just
Hey,
like,
man, hey, Sassy, man, I'm finna, I'm finna,
wow.
I'm finna boot off the panel, man. She be making me look bad.
He just going in, bro. I was like, damn.
I'm playing, sister. Hey, I want to say this too, though. I want to say this real fast, or real fast. I'll let you go, Sassy. I'll let you bang on his head. But real fast, if you actually need help making graphics or you need anything, hit me up. You know what I'm saying? Hit me up. I help you make graphics. I can help you make, you know what I'm saying, if you want a damn anything, you know what I'm saying? I got a graphic little production thing going on. So and I do it for free. So it's good. I ain't gonna charge you to do it, man. I mean, that's unity. So
That's
I mean,
what's up.
I appreciate that, bro. And I will be in touch with you. Sassy already I'm gonna get in touch with Sassy, man, and yeah, I'm gonna make this start happening, man. It's too much information that I want to put out, and I know I get to talk to y'all on these panels, and we get to put it out amongst each other. But I think it's time for me to contribute and do my part by sharing this knowledge and try to build a following, also, bro.
yeah. I'm telling you, man. Hit me up, man. And Sister Sassy, you need to hit me up too, though, cause see, I think you remember I made a graphic for you. I don't want to share it now because I want to show the Sassy the Assassin.
If y'all don't stop telling people, I think one of my my squad people gave me that nickname, and I don't remember who it was that gave me that nickname.
No,
but,
he stole it from me though. I gave you that nickname on Brother Sanchez.
Yeah, you're right. Now that I think about it, yep, you sure did. That one build we had that I kept tearing up that guy.
No, you was banging on my doo-doo.
Yeah, I said that guy because I don't want to mention his name. You know, okay. I don't want to talk about the brother when he ain't here because for some reason people always try to stick him and I together, and we ain't never. That's oil and water. We don't mix.
See, that's the shit I like about it. But no, I got the assassin. I think it's Sassy, the assassin, and you know what I'm saying, I got you in there. I got the ninja stars, and I got all kind of little crazy stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I got the cool effects for you. So you know what I'm saying? I think you need to put it in your channel. So just make a Dropbox and send me the link to the Dropbox because it's kind of a big file email. And you know what I'm saying? I will feel privileged to see you put that on your channel. That's just me. So now,
definitely will. I be wanting to have discussions like this on my channel, but you guys don't never come up on my stream when I be streaming. I think it's just like it be different times or whatever. So but it just seemed like when I'm on y'all's panels, it just the things that I want to say on my channel always happens. And if somebody else is live streaming, I'd rather contribute to their live stream than to start my own and take away from the audience, because we all share a lot of the same audience. So that's why you see me a lot on other people's panels. I'm not going to start up a stream if Bro or somebody else has one. I'll just join in on theirs.
Right. Yeah, that's called respect. That's called respect. And then I see that a lot in the flat earth community, that, you know what I'm saying, that everybody kind of respect one another though. And then you don't never send me the link, Sassy, because I mean, I don't know what's wrong with my notifications. It's like a hit or miss. Like I get your notifications every now and then, but I just got to go back and just hit the read. Matter of fact, I went to your channel the other day, and I had somebody said Sassy was live, and I looked and I saw. I said, "Damn, Sassy is live." But I got to actually go to the subscriptions to see. I got to go like hit the subscription button and see, but you don't pop up. So what I had to do is I had to unclick it and re-click it again. And now I had got a notification for you yesterday, but I think I was in Brother Sanchez panel. I don't know where I was at, but yeah, I was like, yeah. But
Sunday's usually my day, but I had to go to work, and then I didn't get off till like 8 o'clock something this morning. So I was planning on streaming yesterday, but that happened, so I had to cut it short. But that happened to everybody a lot of the times. You don't see the notifications. I have to go up to that button and look at that bell because they're not sending notification anymore.
Yeah, see what you got to do after you and see. I sent YouTube an email after they do their updates. you got to go in and you got to click it to actually unnotify and then re-engage it. So it's a glitch. So that I think everybody dealing with that. You know what I'm saying? They just gotta actually just say, I'm finna go on YouTube and see what's going on, and they might see you live. So that's how it is though. But I will be privileged, man. I mean, if you give me some ideas or rough idea of what kind of graphics you want, it will be my privilege to actually make you some graphics for your channel. And anybody that's on the panel now, you know what I'm saying, in the Flat Earth community, I will definitely help you with the graphics.
Yeah,
what was that?
I most definitely need an intro, bro. I think that's what I want when I come in. I want an intro, you know, and we can get together on that. I send you the music that I want to use, and man, you can just hook the graphics up, man. Do it big.
Man, that's easy, man. Just let me know. You know what I'm saying? All I do just say, give me a shout out when you play that video, though.
Oh, for sure, man. Always, you know, I'm always gonna get credit what credit do, bro.
Yeah, and so you know what's crazy though is now right now people looking at this, and this is what they jealous of. They jealous that you know what I'm saying. They say, you know what? I can sit here and be the normal typical person or normal typical YouTube and try to keep everything to myself. But see, now since I try to expand upon it, you know what I'm saying, pass the information, let everybody you know what I'm saying, get a piece of the pie. You know what I'm saying? They sit here and they'll be like, you know what? Well, they'll hate that. They'll hate that you're actually trying to actually help somebody out, help somebody build. I mean, I'm not a big channel, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's crazy that they would actually look down upon that because you're trying to actually help somebody benefit. And I think you're right. You're right. That's flat motherfucking power, your sweet place. Thank you, Queen. All right, go ahead. Y'all go ahead. Y'all got it.
Yep. Oh yeah, and also with Jerome, just start recording, man. I did the same. I got about like 10 little videos I put out, and I'm just, you know, it's just thoughts and opinion. Who cares if you ramble? Just get into that mode, and that way with each video, you'll start coming into it and start feel good to you. Then you start to shape and form how you want to come off, and just do it pretty much, basically, man. Just do it.
That's what I'm gonna do, man. What I'm gonna do is I got everything set up, man. I got a whole studio, basically.
Man, just do it.
My son raps, so and I bought him a whole studio. So I got everything set up on my computer, man. I got all the software and everything. I just gotta do it, and I'm gonna record it. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just cut out parts that I don't want and put in, and you know, and just edit it that way, man.
Mine is unedited. I just went off the phone and I just hit record and just say what I gotta say and then upload it. And now, you know what I mean? It's just uncut and raw, just straight up like that.
Hey, you know what to be powerful though, and I'm gonna give my ideas though, and then you know what, it's cool. The haters can hear it though, but what to be powerful though, if you do your own video and you commentate your own videos with the channel, you know what I'm saying? So now, I mean, and the reason I think that'll be powerful is because first of all, nobody else is doing that. Second of all, is because actually, you know what I'm saying, you engaging with your thoughts. So your thoughts in your video when you're live, when your thoughts in your videos when you're by yourself, it's different. You'll see you got full exposure and you just blowing flames when you're by yourself. So now you take that same video and you play it, and I can show you how to do that. And then, so you play it, and then now you have a panel that's talking about the discussion that you're having with yourself. You know what I'm saying? So now, I mean, I think that's good because I mean, right now you can see and say, I mean, I know if you live, you're live. So what you say is over. And then I mean, I know I looked at some of my videos. I said, man, especially my video with Sister Sassy. I said, you know what, man, I should not have said that. Or man, I wish I would have said this. But see, if you're going back and you're doing it, and what you're able to do is you record the video and you look at it, and then you say, I missed this, this, and this, and this. So record it again and go back until you get it right. And once you get it right, you know what I'm saying, get a pen up there and y'all start doing commentary on that video. And you'll
That's a fly idea.
It'll be a powerful panel because all your information, all your ideas is outlined, and now you'll see that you won't miss anything, but you got people around you that's able to talk about that your topics of discussion. It's almost like commentary in the debate.
Yeah, that's fly. That's a good idea, man.
That is a very good idea, bro.
Mhm.
we're definitely gonna have to do that, man. I had to find out something. See, that's one other thing that I was struggling with when it comes to my videos. I wanted to do something that was just me, that nobody else is really doing, and it's kind of hard to find that niche. I know Dred found his, Elijah, you found yours, Brother Sanchez found his. I just don't want to come out sounding like somebody. You feel what I'm saying? I want to come out and have my own unique sound and my own unique catch. So that's one reason why I'm holding up on it, trying to figure what I want to do.
But that's why I say you got to do it. So that way, when you put your feet in the water, and then you'll start to, just like how Logic was saying, when you record it, then you'll go back and watch it and be like, okay, I see. Okay, I'm going to leave that part out. I'm going to focus more on this, and then, okay, I'm going to use this type of voice or this type of tone or this type of expression. You'll start to figure it out. It's just like you just jump on a bike. You're going to wreck a few times, but eventually you're going to get the hang of it, and you're just going to be riding like it's natural, man. So
Yeah, and you
just
gotta
do it.
You gotta become your biggest critic.
Yes.
So now when you become your biggest critic, what happened is that, you know what I'm saying, other individuals will start coming. Like I know everybody on this panel, if you drop them the link and they're available, they will come on there. So now they will help you build to make that channel. But you know what I'm saying? I mean, you're right. You got to try to find your true identity, but it's only so much you can actually do. You know what I'm saying, in this YouTube world. But after you start invested and, you know what I'm saying, getting different things, you know what I'm saying, you want some ideas or programs and stuff like that, I got a laundry list of stuff, you know what I'm saying, it gonna cost. But, you know what I'm saying, if you serious about it, you know what I'm saying, I can definitely steer you in the right way. And then I'm just saying, I mean, matter of fact, you know what, Jerome, why don't we do this then, brother? Why don't me and you make a video together? You send me your video, and then I will go ahead and do mine behind a green screen and interject mine in you. So I will actually break it and pick up where you left off, and then we'll combine that video together, and we'll commentary. You know what I'm saying? We'll put that commentary. We'll do the commentary on that video.
Hey, I'm most definitely down with that, bro. All you gotta do is give me a topic, and I'm with you. I had to hit you up on the. I had to get your email so I can get with you, man, and we'll exchange numbers and we'll get it together exactly how we're gonna do it, man. And I'm most definitely down with that.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm game, man. I'm telling you, you know what I'm saying. Hey, and then if you bring Ace in, because Ace he by building too. You know what I'm saying. I think when we start doing different stuff together, I mean, I'm saying that to me that's powerful, man. Because I mean, it's no real money in YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no real money in YouTube. But
it's the connection.
Yeah, it's just a connection. I got a connection with Ace.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying that.
Oh, Flat Earth. Hold on, wait. Flat Earth. What, you in the shower? hey, mute your mic, bro. Yeah. But the thing about it is that, you know what I'm saying, I make a connection with Ace that, you know what I'm saying, I want to actually make with everybody. You know what I'm saying? That, you know what I'm saying, that individuals like mine. You know what I'm saying? I talk to this brother damn near every day. You know what I'm saying? Now, he almost like a part of my family. So, you know what I'm saying? I want to make these different connections with everybody else. So now as we support each other, just like Sister Sassy just said, and then I don't know why I keep bringing up her name because she be on my mind. But not in a Madudu way. But, you know what I'm saying? I just that she brought that up is like, you know what I'm saying, just that contribution. You know what I'm saying? We should actually come, you know what I'm saying, gift each other. You know what I'm saying? If I got a skill, I'm going to pass it to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do what I can for you. So if we start doing that, man, we'll start doing it. We be powerful. Like my brother Jerome said, his sons do rap. Bro, I love playing that intro music, man. Pass me some of them rap songs, man. We'll be good.
That's what I'm gonna do. Matter of fact, he's making me a song now for my intro. So yeah, I was gonna do that. I was waiting on him to do that, and I was putting it together, man. And like I said, most definitely we could do it. I'm gonna pass you a track, and when he get through laying it down. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ask him about it in a minute.
Hey, yo, I got a couple of rappers in Flat Earth that's in the rap game too. I introduced them to our brother Sanchez's panel last night. Well, but through the chat, but he kind of got in on himself. But and his lyrics are straight fire.
Hey, you frying some chicken or taking a shower? Which one you doing?
Neither. This my son. He in the shower. I'll close the door.
Hey, you know what, man?
I just got out. Yeah, this my son. You hear?
I want to say this, man. I love Flat Earth Jamaica, man. This my dude, man. It's like every time he'll call in Kroger's, he'll call at the gas station, he'll jump on the pedal anywhere. Hey, you be like, where the hell he at today? But that's how he is.
I love you too, brother.
I got love for this brother, man, though, because if you look at it, he's visible. You know what I'm saying? After a while looking at him, you know him. You see what I'm saying? And see, that's what we got to do. We got to be visible. We got to know each other. We got to stop hiding behind these logos and actually truly introduce ourselves. That's why I mess with Sassy, because every time I dealt with Sassy, she cut that camera right on and she let everybody know it is. That's why my dude who keep blowing up her email trying to get a date, because she's visible. So once we become visible with each other, you know what I'm saying? We build a connection, man. You know what I'm saying? I grow closer to Ace because I see his kids, I see his wife. I was like, oh, you know what? This is a real individual. Now, most of the people that we deal with are characters. And I did a video about this earlier, so I don't want to go on with that, though. But, you know what I'm saying? I think this powerful, man. I think we did a good job describing this, man. Sister Sassy did her thing, man. Lex did her thing. Jerome, thank you for coming through. My man for life, man. Thank you for coming through, man. You always in the chat room dropping them dimes on me, man.
And you already know.
If you need anything from me, man, if you look in the description box of my videos, man, just hit me up at Food Clothing Shelter and just let me know. Hey, look, I need some and I already had. Don't think I'm playing favoritism with Sassy. I told her that I was gonna make the Sassy the Assassin graphic for her.
Yeah, that's all good.
Somebody shaving?
Somebody shaving.
Yeah, that's me, bro. I'm
Damn, I heard it again.
You know what I'm saying?
I heard this second time.
Hey, so you got
What niggas be doing?
so you got Jerome shaving, you got Flat Earth Jamaica showering.
No, he didn't know.
Cooking chicken.
Hey, Logic. I noticed you didn't say Madonna's name twice.
Y'all gonna
So he's like
conjure him up.
Candyman. He's like Candyman, man. You can't say his name 3 times before he pop up on the panel.
Y'all gotta stop that.
I love Madonna energy though, man. But that brother he needed to put on them glasses. You know what? Hey, we need to make a video and we need to take the clips from that movie They Live, and then we need to actually expose just the indoctrinating system so people can understand the concept of what we're talking about. Maybe some people need to visually see it, but to understand that, you know what, when that guy put them glasses and all them signs say obey, and you start seeing them fucking them skeleton looking people running around, to me that was powerful. And I said, you know, I was a youngster. And I was like, man, oh my God, man, that sounds like a vibrator, man.
But what you talking about? Logic visuals of what? Visuals of Flat Earth?
No, just indoctrination, period. Indoctrination.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm about to say we got 200 visuals on one video and people still refuse to wake up. But go ahead.
I'm telling you. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this live stream because Brother Dread, you know what I'm saying, live right now, you know what I'm saying, and now I'm
hey, Elijah, man, drop me your email so I can send you my video when I get this.
Just go to any of my videos, my newer videos, and look in the description box. You'll see it's realfoodclothengshelter@gmail.com. You'll see it.
We can get a topic together, bro.
Yeah. We need to build, man. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I'm trying to do like I'm gonna try to get Sister Sassy in there, man. I encourage everybody that's in the Flat Earth community to get a green screen so we can start pulling each other into these things. So like, you know what I'm saying, like when I do these different scenes, a green screen costs like, I think maybe like $50. So if y'all get a green screen, we can kind of pull y'all in and it could be more.
I already got one, bro.
My dog. So now me, you and Ace need to be going live tomorrow then.
Hey,
so I'm gonna go ahead and hey, Flat Earth, man, you frying that chicken is loud, bro.
Hey, listen, hey,
My bad.
Logic.
Yeah, go ahead, Ace. What's up, bro?
2 more minutes, we gonna hit the 3-hour mark. In 2 more minutes, we hit the 3-hour mark. In 2 minutes,
right, so
less than 2 minutes.
We need to cut this out, man. So you know what I'm saying? Go ahead, man. Yeah, everybody, shout out y'all channel, man. Everybody. I mean, I just shout out Ace and Sister Sassy channel for the longest. So if y'all ain't subscribed to Ace and Sister Sassy by now, you need to be fucking blocked. If you're rich and matter of fact, let's do this. If you subscribe to Ace and Sister Sassy right now, hit a 1 in the chat room. And then if somebody don't hit a 1 in the chat room, block their ass, man, because it don't make no sense after this brother and this sister that dropped these gems, and you still haven't subscribed to them. Something is wrong. So now,
that's real.
I'm subscribed to both of them. Me and Ace had a private hangout the other day. I was teaching him how to sign up for his son's PlayStation Network and shit. I think we was on the phone for like an hour, a couple of hours between a few days, weren't we?
Yeah, I've gained a new friend in you. And look, I've been taking over the PS4 for my own self. I've been rocking that, playing the last couple of days.
Over your son's game.
Man,
give your son back his game, man. You done took over his game.
I've been on there rocking, man. Hey, I've been messed up, so ain't nothing I can do but play a game. You feel me?
I feel you. Hey, I'll be taking over my kids' game too. They be like, Daddy, can I play? I was like, nah, bro. You play the whole weekend when I'm working. I'm finna play it today.
Nah, this
all right, man. We good.
Yo, great show. Be good, everybody.
Yeah,
man.
Hey, thank y'all for y'all support, man. Make sure y'all go ahead and like, share, subscribe to this video. And we're going to always continue to bring this pain, man. Y'all already subscribe to Sister Sassy. Y'all already subscribe to Ace Talk.
Subscribe to Full Life, too.
Yeah, subscribe to Full Life, too.
Hey,
I got some content as well.
Hey, Hood Avatar, because I will have a video.
Hey, man, Jerome, we finna build, man. We gonna make this thing pop.
I'm going, y'all.
Okay, that's what's up, bro.
Yo, we gonna let
subscribe to my channel too.
You got a channel?
Y'all don't know.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, Flat Earth Jamaican Titan.
Okay.
But like lately, I just been streaming my gameplay. But I'm gonna be in a couple of weeks. We're gonna start working a lot of overtime, so I'm probably gonna be working like 60 hours a week. So from starting towards the end of this month or the middle of this month in October and stuff, y'all probably won't hear much from me because hell, I'll be working 50, 60 hours a week. Cause I see this computer at Walmart I want, so I can start streaming my panels like y'all.
All right, so hey, Flat Earth man, go fry that damn chicken, man. Get off this damn panel.
Hey,
send me a picture of that plate when you get off too, bro.
Oh, here it is. I got it right here. This is what I'm eating. Ain't no meat on my plate.
What the hell is that? Some damn chili?
Carrots, turnip greens, and baked beans. That's all I'm eating.
God,
ain't no meat on my plate.
That's what's up, brother. Yep, me too. I'm gonna have some basmati rice today, some cream spinach. You know what I'm saying? Some beans. You don't need no meat.
Oh damn, cream spinach. That shit sounds good as hell.
It is. It's authentic Indian food. That's how I get down. Vegan for life.
That's what's up. I'm gonna go ahead and let Logic do his outro, and I'm finna head over to Dreads, man. See y'all there.
All right, I'll see you over there, man. You know I'm coming over there, man. Hey, peace to everybody, man.
So
Thank you for coming and showing the support, man. I told you, man, go to subscribe to Sister Sassy, go subscribe to my boy Ace Corner Talk. You're gonna be seeing a lot of more of our faces because I want Sister Sassy to tell us about this Bantu. Help me out, Sister Sassy. Bantu. What's the end though?
Ubuntu contributionism.
Ubuntu contributionism. All right. See, look, you see, I'm getting us here. I'm from the South, but Sister Sassy gonna go ahead and get us that information. So now, and I'm pretty sure that you know what I'm saying. She ain't gonna mind. She probably end up on my channel and Ace Corner Talk channel, describing this concept to us so we can learn and we can build. I know everybody going to Dread channel right now, man. Thank y'all for coming watching. Thank y'all for supporting, man. It's your boy Logic, Sister Sassy, and Ace Corner Talk, man. We love y'all. We out here, people.
Peace.
Oh, man. Yeah. You stop streaming?
Hold on.